PNG, as you mentioned, a warm-up for those qualifiers. Let's have a look at the toss.
Indeed, Namibia in very, very fine form in this tournament. PNG also ran the Scots very, very close. Here you can see on the left the captain of Namibia, Merwe Erasmus, alongside Asadullah Vala of Team PNG. Lovely, vibrant colors in their kits. There you can see the toss conducted in a biosecure bubble. It was called by PNG. And they won the toss and elected to bowl first. What do you think about that decision, Abdurrahman?
Well, PNG batted in that last game against Scotland, and you and I were talking about the fact that they are actually very batting heavy. I think this is the right decision. They'll want to chase us total down, but we know that Namibia have a very, very strong lineup. Let's have a look at that. Merv Erasmus, their captain, JJ Smith, Jan Frillink, absolutely amazing all-rounder, has had a very good tournament so far. Ben Chikingo, Bernard Scholz, Picky of France, Craig Williams, Michael Lingen comes in, Stephen Bard, Zane Green, the two openers, and then that X-Factor player, superstar David Visa.
And the team PNG led by Asadullah Vala, right up top, Charles Amini, another enterprising left-hand batter, Tony Ura, the fellow opener alongside Vala, Seisei Bao, Kipling Doriga, the wicket-keeper batter, Noseina Pokana takes the new ball for them, Damian Ravu coming into the side, Chad Soper, Norman Vanua, Jason Keela, and left-arm orthodox bowler Simon Atai completes the playing 11 for Team PNG.
So yes, I think PNG this time trying to go for a chase. That first game against Scotland, they batted first, put up a good total, but then were very poor in the field and with the ball. I think this time they want to restrict Namibia to a chaseable total and then back their firepower top of the order to get it through.
And of course, they are the Blue Eagles of Namibia training before the game. They have been a very, very professional outfit. I've really enjoyed watching their opening batters. Stephen Bard, Craig Williams at one drop has been very impressive. And of course, they have the likes of Merwe Erasmus and David Visa providing the firepower in the middle order. Johannes Smith has looked very good. Left-hand fast bowler plus a hard-hitting all-rounder, a strike rate in the 140s. So their side is looking in very fine fettle and all set to go in round one of the World T20 qualifiers. Talk a bit more about Team PNG here, Abdurrahman.
Well, PNG, a little bit of an unknown entity for people who've seen their cricket, but they, as we saw in that last game against Scotland, very strong batting lineup. They go very aggressively from ball one, and they'll fancy their chances against the Namibia bowling lineup. And their ground fielding, PNG, is very good. Unfortunately for them, not very safe when the ball is in the air. You can have a look at that. These teams put in a lot of practice, and both Namibia and PNG very strong when they're covering the ground.
And early on in the day when UAE took on Ireland, the conditions were quite overcast and quite cloudy, but now in the early afternoon, around 1:30 p.m. here, it's absolutely baking hot, and it's even hotter out in the middle. PNG electing to bowl first. What do you think is a good target they could restrict the Blue Eagles to?
I think about 150, 160 probably is the maximum. We saw Mohammad Wasim's knock. He scored 100 odd runs in 16 overs that they batted the UAE. So batting definitely getting easier. That's us in the comm box. A bit relaxed at the moment because there's no action going on. Yes, we do feel the heat as well. It's quite hot outside. Can't imagine the PNG players in those black kits must be feeling that heat a lot.
Meanwhile, the warm-up exercises going on for Team Namibia. They will be batting first, going to expect Stephen Bard and Zane Green, the wicket-keeper batter. Left-hand, right-hand combination. Zane Green hasn't given himself time at the crease. Hopefully he can apply himself in this final game of the Dafa News Summer T20 Bash. But other than that, I think Namibia are very, very strong contenders for that one qualifying spot for the World T20.
Yeah, expect them to spring a surprise in their round games. We have a look at the two umpires walking out. Umpires Asif and Iftikhar Ali. Very seasoned umpires, both of them.
Indeed, they've been part and parcel of all the big marquee events on the UAE domestic scene. Really, really happy and proud to see them getting an opportunity at international level. This is a full-fledged T20I series. All of these runs, all of these wickets matter. And earlier today, we saw an incredible 100 by Mohammad Wasim for the UAE, the first ever in their history. So a landmark moment in this series.
And that also against a test playing nation, Ahmed. It's a very proud moment if you're a UAE cricket fan and supporter. They won the mini series, so to speak, 2-1. Having lost the first two games, UAE has come back very strongly. And we were talking about the team and that mix of experience and youth. I think UAE is just going to go from strength to strength from here. And the same case about Namibia and PNG as well. They're just fine-tuning their lineups and their tactics as they go into the qualifiers.
Umpires are in place, just waiting on the Blue Eagles of Namibia and of course the PNG batters. It's going to be Asadullah Vala and Tony Ura probably opening the innings for them. I'm 99.9% sure of that, barring some kind of new tactics from PNG. Oh, pardon me, of course, I forgot they're bowling first. So it's all 11 of them coming out. And there it is. Stephen Bard and Zane Green once again given an opportunity to open the innings.
Well, Zane Green's got a lot of pressure on him. He's very young, but as you were mentioning, Ahmed, not had the best tournament so far. It's been bowled both times. You want to have a look at how he can get off the mark quickly, get some runs under his belt. Bard on the other end, as you were mentioning, bats a lot like Jason Roy and has been scoring runs like him as well. Very good to watch that camaraderie between the two teams. They play each other a lot, these associate nations.
And I must say, I absolutely love both jerseys for Namibia and PNG. Vibrant colors, brilliant designs. Looking very focused out there, Zane Green. He wants to get a big score to his name. Will be at the non-strikers end for now, I believe. Nope, he is. Yep, he is at the non-strikers end. It's going to be Stephen Bard to face up first. He's looked very composed, very calm at the crease. Has taken his time and allowed the others to bat around him. 4 T20 I50s already. That strike rate of 121 can be a bit better, pardon me. Here we go then, first ball. Nicely punched through the gap at cover point and is going to race away for 4.
Well, that's a very, very good start from Stephen Bard for Namibia. Again, we talk about similarities between batsmen, and it is very much in the mold of a Jason Roy. Shot through the point fielder for 4. A strong start, and Pokana will have to come back quickly and get his line right.
Yeah, I was trying to swing the ball, but it just went on straight through, became a half volley. Just a long half volley. Any batter, opening batter would appreciate that. And nicely put away. So a positive start here for Namibia. This time once again a big flash through cover this time, and it screams away for 4. That is a top shot.
Top shot, and again a poor delivery, giving Stephen Bard a lot of room to free his arms. Pokana. That's not the start that PNG wanted, having won the toss. Decided to field first. They want to make inroads quickly. Have a look at that. High backlift. Beautiful shot that. Once it passes that infield, there is no stopping that ball.
Controlled that beautifully with his bottom hand. Guided the ball into the gap. So Nesona Pokana immediately under pressure. Back-to-back boundaries. There's not a lot of swing on offer, so he'll have to change his length. Perhaps go to back of length or a good length area. There is a slip in place for him. That has been taken out, in fact. This time, a better delivery, back of length and punch to mid-wicket for a dot ball.
Yeah, much better. Closer to the batsman this time, making him play to the onside instead. Gets a dot ball. So again, in a 20 over game, you don't have a lot of time, both as a batsman as a bowler, to get settled in. First two balls going for four always put a lot of pressure on the bowler.
Good aggressive start here for Team Namibia. Inside edge onto the stumps, then one shot too many from Stephen Bard. First wicket for PNG.
Well, Stephen Bard will consider himself very unlucky there. That ball was in the slot to be hit as well. Short wide outside off stump. Neither front nor back, just trying to guide that ball. Gets the inside edge onto the stumps. So a big breakthrough for Pokana, having gone for 8 in the first two deliveries. Gets the info on Stephen Bard out. Namibia 8 for 1.
That's just what you needed when you elect to bowl first. Get some early wickets. Get your fast bowlers to get the ball to move around. That was a bit fortunate, but they'll take it any day, any time. And in comes Craig Williams. He's been outstanding in this series.
Lot of batting in Namibia's lineup. But again, that breakthrough. First wicket falling. They're making a habit of this, Ahmed. Namibia loses their first wicket in the first 2 overs. Last 3 games, 2 games so far. And again today as well, Craig Williams, 451 runs in 18 games. 128 strike rate. He's the mainstay coming in at number 3. Now Namibia under pressure. Out of form, Zane Green still hasn't faced a ball.
Indeed, Stephen Bard has been manning the crease throughout the game, so it's a new challenge for Namibia today. Solidly behind that punch to the point fielder, shy at the stumps, keeping the non-striker honest. Good aggressive stuff from PNG.
Yes, they have to have that energy. You win the toss and you field first. And let's have a look at that fair delivery.
Hosseina Pokana gone for 8 runs but got that prized wicket of Stephen Bard. Final delivery. Oh, right in the exact spot where you need it to be. Good over in the end for PNG. 8 for 1 after the first over. Craig Williams and Zane Green both still on 0.
Pokana, having conceded 2 boundaries in the first 2 deliveries of his over, coming back nicely and getting that wicket of Stephen Bard. Have a look at that batting lineup. Very strong. Merv Erasmus, Johan Smith, David Visa, Piquet of France still hasn't gotten a bat. So a lot of batting yet to come. PNG has won the toss, decided to field first. They need to get those breakthroughs as early and as often as possible.
And it's going to be spin from the other end. This has been a consistent tactic of theirs. They bowl Pokana with the new ball from one end, left arm swinging the ball. And now it's Say Bao coming in to take the new ball from the other end. He bowled some off break and some medium pace. That economy rate is very, very respectable. Good stuff.
Well, clearly he has one role, and that is not concede runs. Just the 4 wickets in his 12 games. As you mentioned, Ahmed, 5.87 economy rate. Very, very good in the T20 format.
Going to be bowling to Zane Green. He needs to get an innings here. He will be feeling the heat. He'll be feeling the pinch of not getting runs while Stephen Bard and Craig Williams in the top order have cashed in. Worked away towards long on, and that will give him a huge sigh of relief to get off the mark.
That ball did keep it just a little bit low. You see Bao's release, not a very conventional off spinner. Zane Green getting off the mark. Finally, as you mentioned, just will give him a little bit of relief, some confidence under his belt.
Craig Williams, this guy is the big wicket for PNG. If they can get him out early, then Namibia will be in an unfamiliar position of being under pressure. when they've been at the crease. Oh, once again keeping a bit low, work towards mid-wicket. They're pushing for two and they will get it very, very easily. Good stuff from Zane Green and Craig Williams.
Again, ball keeping just a tad low. Guess the middle of the bat, that's what happens when you're in form. You middle these deliveries as well. Very good running between the wickets. There will be 11 for 1 in 1.2.
He's getting on in years, age 37, but still very much there. Top gun, Craig Williams. Oh, was shaping up to work it towards the leg side, but changed his mind right at the end. Punch towards extra cover. Should be careful premeditating shots on a pitch where there is some variable bounce.
Go boys!
Very vocal PNG lads in the field. Oh, that's a half cracker. Could have deposited over fine leg, but chose to just punch it to deep square for a single.
And that's the effect of losing a wicket early. If that would have been Stephen Bard, who would have hit it over the mid-wicket fielder or the square leg fielder for a 4 or 6. Craig Williams just has to be a little bit careful. And again, Bow not getting a lot of bounce.
Nicely cut away this time in the gap between cover point, and that's going to scream away for 4. Zane Green has kicked off in style.
A very good looking shot that. That wasn't a conventional off spinner. The ball was actually coming into the left-hander. Look at that, just stays there and plays it in the gap. Beautiful shot by Zane Green.
He looks a quality player. He looks very organized, good technique. Elegant as always, like left-handers are. Say Bao conceding 8 runs. He'd be disappointed with that previous delivery. That's much better, much better. Good way to end the over. 2 overs gone. Namibia are 16 for 1.
Even though they've lost that 1 wicket, Namibia is motoring along at 8 over.
These are, of course, the broadcasters and streaming partners of our wonderful mini-series, the Fun News UAE Summer T20 Bash. You can watch it on Sony 10 all over the subcontinent. Crick Live here in the UAE. Free Sport in the UK, and if you want to stream it on your mobile device, you can watch it on YouTube on the Sports Eye YouTube channel, or the Sony Live app, or the Switch TV app here in the UAE. And this is the final fixture in this series. We've had 5 days of action-packed, fast-paced, brilliant cricket, and it's good to see the home side performing very well as well.
It's the first game of this double-header Super Sunday with UAE winning the game against Ireland. Mohammad Wasim scoring the first 100 for UAE in a T20 international. We have a bowling change now. Ravu coming into bowl. Very surprising considering Pukana had just taken a wicket in the first over.
Interesting to see him bowl. Good on a seamer hitting that length. Nicely punched towards mid-off. Simon Atai, they're cleaning up, but they will rotate the strike.
Easy single. That fielder is quite deep in the circle. As soon as the ball was hit in his direction, they raced off for a single. Damien Ravu, 24 wickets in 17 games. Again, very good economy rate, 5.24. 5 for 15 is best. So he's taken a 5-for in a T20 international.
And good to see them getting another seamer in on this track to support Pokana. Good length delivery worked away towards backward point. Brilliant pick up and throw. We've seen the PNG fielders. They give absolutely 200% in the field. Even though the game was lost previously, the previous televised fixture versus Scotland, they were still absolutely racing towards the ball in the outfield.
Yeah, and Ahmed, the one thing I really like about them that they've got their basics right. If you see them, you don't catch them on the camera, but we see this game live. There are a lot of fielders that come in to back up a throw. You'll see a lot of players come into the circle, backing up a throw. 2, 3 fielders. That's very important.
Lovely punch towards that mid-off fielder. A bit of a long half volley. And the way Craig is hitting the ball these days, it was looking ominous. Thankfully, a bit too straight and straight to the fielder.
That was very good shot. Very unlucky not to get 4 for that. High elbow right in the middle of the bat, but straight to the mid-off fielder. 1 foot right or left, that would have been 4.
On the leg side this time, nicely clipped away towards the square leg, who has to scurry across, and they'll pick up a comfortable 2.
Yes, and again, these small things that matter. They've got a left-handed fielder there, and nobody has shot mid-wicket. So every time the ball goes there, it's going to his stronger side. Good throw coming in as well from the boundary. Namibia is motoring along.
Steady over from Ravu so far. This time launched in the air. This could be a chance for a catch. Mid-on running behind. And it's going to just fall safe. That was a half chance. My goodness, Craig Williams, you almost threw it away.
Well, these catches are never easy. When you're running behind, having a look, they're swirling in the air. It is a bit windy today. Have a look at that. The fielder running hard. It's never easy to judge. Even our cameraman couldn't catch that ball. So you can imagine how difficult it must be for the fielders.
Indeed, a very brisk wind blowing across the ground. 22 for 1. Ravu has bowled a pretty decent over so far. Oh, this time the ball slipping out of his hand. It is very hot out there, very humid, so you perspirate quite furiously. Even my co-commentator is stinking up the comm box. Put some deodorant on, mate.
That's why I've chosen this seat today. I'm right in front of that air conditioner. That's not helping at all.
Yeah, I can feel it. You're blocking it completely. But I'm powering through it. Short and wide, cracked away this time, but straight to the cover fielder. Dot ball to end the over. 3 overs gone. Namibia 22 for 1.
A good steady over by Ravu. Almost had Craig Williams' wicket. And in the power play, that is sort of a safe shot. Once it crossed that infield, it's very difficult to get a hold of the ball in the air, swirling around. The sun in the eye as well. 22 in 3 overs. So again, Namibia has started off well. PNG, having won the toss, decided to field first. I'm sure they want to have another couple of wickets just before the power play is over.
Absolutely, it's all about stacking up these economical overs. If you don't have the skill and speed to get them out, then you can at least create pressure in the field. String up those dot balls. Say Bao. No, in fact, Simon Atai, the left-arm orthodox bowler, coming into the attack. So Asadullah Vala ringing the changes. Zane Green will fancy himself against the left-arm tweaker. The percentages do favour him, but that square on the leg side is quite far away. So there could be opportunities for a catch. Down the leg side this time, gets away with it. A bit of a loosener.
Oh, very well kept. That could have easily gone for 5 wide. The keeper covering a lot of ground and stopping that ball.
Really fired well down the leg side and did well to get across. Away towards mid-wicket. Into the gap. They're pushing for 2. The fielder himself, bowler himself giving chase. Does well. Pick up and throw. But once again, they'll pick up an easy double.
Good running again between the wickets. Have a look at the keeper now. Just calling in the fielder from square leg. Telling him to come in a little bit more.
Kipling Doriga behind the stumps. He's been very impressive. Edged away this time to the short third man, Pokana. Ball spun away from him, but he got a big mitt down just in time. And he stopped the run from taking place. So Zane Green a bit watchful. He hasn't made a lot of runs in this tournament. Well within his right to take some time. Short ball this time, hit away towards mid-wicket. And the square leg moves around swiftly. That could have easily gone for 4 or 6.
Yes, again, a little bit out of form, out of touch, Craig Green. Beg your pardon, Green. Short delivery that should have dispatched it to that mid-wicket square leg boundary. In the end, just rolls around the carpet and gets a single.
That sweeper now coming in to be at cover. Left hand, right hand combination at the crease. Down the leg side this time, off the pads. And they scurry through for a leg bye. So they're keeping the pressure on. They're not giving away any boundaries.
Yes, but that's good to watch from Namibia as well. Not playing out the dot balls. Getting that single through whenever they can. Even in the circle. So rotating that strike.
Short wide, cut away. A bit of a misfield there. Got a hand to it now. Streaming after it is the extra cover fielder, but they will pick up 2. Could have done better there.
Yeah, rare misfield in the circle. But again, good recovery by the same fielder. In the end, they get 2. And again, Green will be just a little bit relaxed as he keeps notching up these singles and doubles.
Worked away down the ground this time, so a steady over from Simon Atai. 4 overs gone. Namibia are 30 for 1. Another 8 run over there, so nothing big so far. 12 of 9 is Zane Green. Craig Williams just getting into his groove as well. They have Merv Erasmus, Johannes Smith, David Huiza in there as well. Jan Freilink is a bowling all-rounder. So he will be in the action too later in the day with the ball for sure. Already taken a 6 for in this tournament, Abdurrahman.
6 for and 3 wickets in the game against Scotland as well. So he's been the highlight of this summer T20 bash. Along with Mohammad Wasim today, who scored 100. The T20 International. Will we see some fireworks from David Wiese today?
Indeed, we've seen a 4 for from Zahoor Khan, 100 from Mohammad Wasim, 6 wickets for Jan Freilink. A lot of standout performers. Merv Erasmus already made a T20I 100 in the previous game versus PNG, a brilliant innings. He looks like a very, very good player. Nicely bowled by Pokana once again. I really do like the bowling changes Asadullah Wala keeps doing here. Doesn't allow the batters to get into any rhythm at all.
Well, Pokana is his strike bowler. Even against Scotland, that first game for PNG, he was the pick of the bowlers. He has action very similar to Sri Lankan Chaminda Vas, who's one of my all-time favorite left-arm fast bowlers.
Tapping into that, having a flash is Zane Green. Indeed, WPU JC Vas, a Sri Lankan legend. If you're such a big fan, then tell us his entire name. Let's see.
I am not that big a fan. That I can tell you for a fact. The only way I know his name is Chaminda Vas. Saw him perform in the 96 World Cup. Absolutely magnificent. He was a brilliant left-arm fast bowler. Very good batsman as well. Low down the order.
Indeed. Not very quick, but his accuracy and ability to swing the ball both ways was incredible. Oh, this time. Not trying to slash it, trying to pull it away towards mid-wicket. Such is the form of Zane Green that he's just not middling anything.
That would have been very productive shot had he got some bat on it. Because they've got square leg. Nobody at deep mid-wicket. And as we say that, they are placing a fielder here now. So clearly there seems to be a plan against Zane Green as well. Bowl a bit short and make him play that cross-batted shot.
Indeed, good field adjustment there by PNG captain Asadullah Wala. And there you go, he bowls it a bit straighter and that fielder comes into play. So excellent tactics here from PNG. only have two fielders that you can move around in the initial 6 overs, and PNG have done that extremely well, bowled to their fields.
Well, Pokana has just given that 1 run so far in this over. He went for 8 in the first over. So far, 3 dot balls and a single. So good recovery from Pokana as well.
Here you can see the hustle and bustle of the United Arab Emirates. It's the first day of the working week, so plenty of movement. We are very privileged to be out here watching some top level T20I cricket at the Dafa News Summer Bash. Good bowling there, not giving Craig Williams any room outside off. He's so good in that area.
Very well bowled, and again, a lot of support from the fielders as well. You can hear the keeper and everybody in the circle shouting and egging him along. Just the 1 run of the over, but he has to finish strong. They have an opportunity of closing out this power play really well, PNG.
Indeed, they've been very disciplined, very accurate. This time inside edge onto the pads and dot ball to end the over. That's a brilliant over there from Nosena Pokana. 5 overs gone, 31 for 1.
Top over, good comeback by Pokana. Just the 1 run given in the 5th over of the innings. Namibia 31 for 1. We were talking about how good they've been in rotating the strike in that over. Unfortunately, Craig Williams not able to get anything off the 30-yard circle.
And this pitch does feel a bit slower now. 5th day of the series. It's seen a lot of action. At first it had a lot of bounce and carry, but eventually with the UAE sun beating down on it, it seems to have lost a bit of its juice. And just to point out, it's an ITW Pro G production of this Dafa News Summer T20 Bash 2021. They have been doing their part in promoting cricket in the region. We've covered a lot of tournaments with them, the D10, D20, and now this Summer T20 Bash. And we will extremely grateful to them for this opportunity and beaming this out, this production, this coverage all over the world.
As we mentioned, a lot of broadcasters as well. We have a new bowler now, Ravu, changing ends. I think probably just ask his captain if he could bowl from the other end after that first over. Last over of the power play. Who's going to get the upper hand?
Once again bowled into the body, tucked away towards square leg. Only dealing in singles right now. Even Craig Williams looking a bit frustrated, not getting away his release shots through that cover point region. Excellent bowling plans from PNG.
It's after the first 2 overs where they went for 16. They've sort of clawed their way back. Again, maybe one of the things that will come back to haunt them, PNG, is that they won the toss and decided the field first, and I think the wicket might get a little bit more slower and tougher as the day goes on. So they want to chase anything less than 140 here.
Once again, excellent line and length from Damian Ravu. All they can manage is just singles at this stage. There were 2 boundaries of the first 2 deliveries of the match, and after that PNG have clawed themselves into the game very nicely.
Majority of the runs coming in singles and doubles for Namibia at the moment. Green getting that 1 boundary off the spinner.
Stepping out, hard bash through extra cover, a despairing dive, but that is going to scream away for 4.
A beautiful shot that, again showing some intent, coming down the track to the fast bowler, playing it in the gap. And the last over of the power play, they know Namibia, they have to get a move along if they want to put up a strong total. Again, Green, very good looking shot. That we were talking that he seems to be a bit underconfident. That was very well done indeed.
Yeah, just a bit too full, too wide from Damian Ravu, and Zayn Green cashed in. This time that's much more like it. Just bowl it on that middle and off line. Then Zane Green giving due respect. Has moved on to 18. So he'll be relieved to get a score under his belt. That current run rate of 6.5 certainly not good enough in the batting power play.
Well, I think we've seen that this is probably the par score in the power play on this wicket. The Ireland openers have gotten off to very strong starts but finished poorly.
Pulled away this time by Zane Green. Square leg is too square and that will go for yet another boundary. So he's moved into the 20s and the counter attack is on.
Very good shot now. Again, we've seen him miss out on a couple of these on the leg side short delivery. This time he plays it in the air, and once it bounces, it just races off this green carpet of an outfield. 41 for 1. The last ball of the power play coming up.
And immediately the equation shifts towards the Blue Eagles. Good batting here by Zane Green. Once again on that middle end leg, just tucked away to fine leg for a single. So in the end of the batting power play, Namibia are 42 for 1. Exactly 7 runs per over. That's much more acceptable in my opinion.
It's the first over and the last over of the power play. Very expensive. 11 runs coming off this one. 42 for 1 Namibia. And Zane Green races to 23 of just 18 deliveries. He's picking up the pace now. Craig, on the other hand, content to just knock it around and stay on the crease.
Indeed, he seems to have recognized that Zane Green is the one going hammer and tongs, so I'll just anchor it from the other end. I like the multifaceted batting ability of their top three. They have Stephen Bard, who can hunker down or hit some big sixes. Craig Williams, if it's his day, he can power the ball down the ground through cover point. And today, it's Zane Green who's taking the attack to PNG. This is really, really good for their chances in the World T20 qualifiers, starting on the 17th and 18th. Just a week or so away. Charles Amini coming in to bowl for PNG. Another excellent bowler. Very good economy rate, below 6. Genuine wicket taker here for PNG.
20 wickets in 23 matches.
And he was batting really well in the previous game at 1 drop. So a true utility cricketer. Swung away towards cow corner, but there is a fielder already posted out there. 24 of 19. Craig Williams, though, taking his sweet time. He's pretty good against spin as well. We might see some lofted shots down the ground or over extra from him.
Very strong, straight down the ground. Craig Williams against the spinners.
Oh, big appeal this time, hit in front of middle and leg. Chance for a run out as well. Bit of confusion. And in the end, they'll get some overthrows as well. Charles Amini was very, very enthusiastic in that appeal. But umpire said it's going down leg side and in fact has given it as leg byes. Very interesting call.
Well, that was not an appeal. That was a celebreal. He was celebrating. He wasn't appealing.
I believe the word is celebra appeal.
Celebra appeal, yes. Absolutely. Clearly, you read more books than I do.
Swept away this time by Craig Williams towards that square leg fielder once again. And it was quite close though, Abdurrahman. Very, very close.
I think just hit on the back foot. Maybe bouncing over the stumps.
Zane Green on strike then. Eventful stuff. 46 for 1, 6.5 overs gone. This time, oh, a bit of glove there. That could have been a chance for the keeper. A dropped catch perhaps.
We'll have a look at that again. Charles Amini is getting a lot of bounce for a leg spinner. Let's have a look at that. Yes, I think it just did clip a glove maybe.
This time he executes the sweep quite nicely, but only a single, so a very, very eventful over from Charles Amini so far. Craig Williams not looking fluent out here. The ball is not coming onto the bat as he would like, but he has those sweep shots to counter the spin. Down the ground this time. He's taking control of the innings. Over cow corner for 6. Into the practice nets.
Beautiful shot that. Straight down the ground. We were mentioning Craig is very, very strong against the spinners when he goes downtown. 53 for 1. Namibia now at the end of the 7 overs. A strong shot to finish that over. While we have the fielders bringing that ball in from the nets area. A quick change in the comm box. Shoaib Ahmed will be joining me. Have a look at the number of dot balls that Namibia has played in the first 8 overs, just 15. Talking about those quick singles and doubles that they take. Shoaib, I hope you enjoyed your lunch. I can see you're still having it.
Thank you, Abdul Rahman. In fact, I haven't had my lunch yet because of the adrenaline in the previous game. I had to calm my nerves down. And I think it's about to raise again. The way Namibia are batting, they are taking the attack to the opposition.
Yes, that first game today. That knock from Wasim. Absolutely fantastic. New bowler now, the captain. Sadullah Wala coming into bowl. PNG's own Chris Gale opens the batting. Bowls right arm off spin. Namibia, have a look at that. Did you see that? The sweat coming off that helmet. Extremely hot outside.
It's absolutely boiling out there in the middle. That's a steam room. It is humid, it is hot. It's the end of the summer in the UAE, and these are the last few days where it gets really hot before it starts to cool down again. Right now, Craig and Green look really hot. Green on 26 of 23. Again, use of that feet coming down the track to Asadwala. One more run added to the total.
Waller coming into bowl again, trying that reverse sweep. Has he got some bat on it? No, he has not. That has hit him straight in front of the stumps. So Zane Green was looking good, but unfortunately he has to walk back. Trying that reverse switch shot. Missing the ball completely, hits the pads. And he's LBW out.
It was right in front. Unless there was some bat involved, this was clearly going to hit the middle and leg. So a good innings from Green comes to an end. An ambitious shot. Zane Green back in the hut. 26 is what he managed to score in 24 deliveries. Namibia now 55 for 2.
And again PNG just fighting back a little bit every time the team against them tries to get a partnership going or is scoring aggressively. They come back and pick a wicket. That was very much the batsman's fault though. Trying to go for that switch hit. Missing the ball completely and getting hit right in front of the stumps. The new batsman in is the captain, Merv Erasmus. He's had a very quiet tournament.
.4 overs, 55 for 2 now. It becomes a little more difficult with the helmet on and no names on the jerseys. to actually identify who's come out to bat.
I'll tell you something very interesting. We've been told not to wear those ICC jerseys for these games. Those are their World Cup jerseys. They can only use them in the World Cup. This is why they're wearing these shirts without any names and numbers on them, and testing us and the poor scorers sitting outside as well.
Oh yes, it gets even more difficult for the scorers who feed that information to our production team. Appeal and big appeal and given. Yes, it is right in front. Vala has struck again, and he's got the big wicket of Merv Erasmus.
Well, captain to captain, we all know who's won that mini battle. Straighter delivery, and yes, that is out. Hit in front of the stumps. He was down the wicket, but nowadays with DRS playing a big role as well, that would have been an orange on the umpire's call. That was hitting the stumps. So Merv Erasmus, first ball duck for the Namibia captain, and PNG fighting back. Namibia 55 for 3 in 7.5.
Oh yes, Asad Vala, the skipper, is leading the side from the front here. Until this over, it was all about Namibia and how they've started in the first 6. But suddenly, out of nowhere, they've got 2 wickets in the same over, thanks to some bowling from their skipper. And you can see David Wiesa, 36 years of age, 14 matches, 102 runs. He's come out earlier than expected.
Well, Shoaib, if Asad Vala would have asked for anything, it would have been a hat-trick. And that hat-trick wicket to be David Wiesa. It's going to be no problems identifying him at the wicket with those long hair. But this is a big moment in the game. If Vala can get that breakthrough, get a hat-trick, that hat-trick wicket is David Wiesa, PNG are going to be all over Namibia.
Down the leg, easy delivery for Wiesa to actually play that in the mid-wicket region. Yes, no. And in the end, they finally settle for 1. So nerves there in the Namibian camp. A successful over for Namibia, for PNG in fact. 2 wickets in that Vala over. 56 for 3.
Well, it's very difficult to be critical of a bowler who's just taken 2 wickets in an over. That last delivery, that hat-trick ball, unfortunately, I think Vala was bowling to the batsman in front of him rather than the condition and the state of the game. No slip, nobody catching on short mid-wicket. In the end, just giving that easy single by firing that ball into the pads. These are the moments that make the man, and Vala had a great opportunity to get a hat-trick. Atai now, Simon Atai, the left arm spinner, coming in for his second over.
Yes, spin now from both ends, and rightly so, because they've got 2 wickets in that Vala over, a successful over from the captain. Big swing, outside edge, no slip again. It races away towards the third man fence for a 4. Wiesa will take that. Namibia will take that. Unlucky for Papua New Guinea.
And again, just the reputation of the batsman in front of them. He's a new batsman. He's just walked into the crease. Get that slip in place. That would have probably gone into the hands of first slip. But in the end, Wiesa gets a boundary. He's not going to hold his shots.
This time, it comes and hits the comb box again. This time, it is along the ground, not so dangerous. But I'm telling you, Abdul Rahman, we need some helmets here.
Well, Shoaib, I think the problem is that ball is getting attracted to you. Every time you come into the comb box, the ball comes in this direction. But again, beautiful shot that. All along the ground. Hits that cover fence for 4.
Well, that start of the statement, I completely agree. I am attractive.
The humble Shoaib Ahmed.
This time, Wiesa straight away finds the fielder at point. But he is not going to stop. I think that is a counter-attack coming in from Namibia. Can play it straight to point, opening the face of the bat at the last moment. I reckon it would be even more effective if he placed it straight down the ground.
Yes, have a look at that stance. Have a look at that stance, though. Very wide stance. I think that's the problem. That's why he has to open that face when he's playing that shot. Unlike Mohammad Wasim, who we saw was beautiful straight down the ground. And even Craig Williams, very aggressive and plays with the straighter bat. Visa, I think, just opens his bat up.
Ken nicely played in the cap, extra cover. Looking for two and will get them. This is good running from Visa. He was at the danger end, so he took the first run hard and then completed the second comfortably. 9 overs gone. Namibia are 67 for 3.
Well, Namibia, even after losing those 2 wickets in that Vala over, taking Simon Atai to the cleaners in this last over, getting a boundary and then a couple of runs. So they're still going on with the scoring. David Visa, 10 of the 6 deliveries. Craig Williams has 19 runs of 19. Zane Green was looking good, 26 of 24. Stephen Bard started off with 2 boundaries, then lost his wicket inside edge to Pokana. 67 for 3, Namibia in 9 overs. And now we have a slip in place against David Visa. This is good to see.
Oh, googly! And taken. There was an edge. The googly not read there. It was Visa, the batsman. And that is some smart cricket coming in from Simon Atai. He bowled a few leg spinners. In fact, it is Amini, the leg spinner, who gets the googly in and gets the big wicket of David Visa.
And again, very good bowling change by the captain. Could have easily continued with himself, having taken those 2 wickets. Have a look at that. Just a little bit of turn. Big inside edge. And that wicket keeper using his pads and his gloves to keep that ball in the air. David Visa, big wicket there for PNG. And now Namibia in a lot of trouble. 67 for 4 in 9.1.
Well, that was a real slow walk back from Visa. He was disappointed. He should be. He must be feeling really bad. Down and out are Namibia right now. 67 for 4. All sorts of trouble, and Papua New Guinea out of nowhere are on top of this game.
Well, this is the end, the danger end, where Papua New Guinea are taking all their wickets from. New batsman JJ Smith, 158 strike rate, so he can hit the ball. That's not what they need at the moment. They've lost almost half their side in half the overs.
Pressure on Smith. Another googly. That was another googly. This time well read. Smith making that amend at the last moment. He was already set up for a leg spinner. He read that off the wicket and not from the hands, and that is why it looked so close.
Very well caught there, Shoaib. He did read that off the wicket. Visa on the other hand didn't. Again, lot of trouble Charles Amini is causing to the Namibia batsmen. They are not reading it off his hand. When the ball hits the wicket, that's when they decide what to do. And most of the time, that's too late.
Absolutely, someone needs to tell Namibian batters to actually focus on the release of Amini. Another googly, this time getting to the pitch of the ball. Much better batting approach from Craig, getting a single.
Yes, that's the other option you have. Don't let that ball turn, get to the pitch of the ball. Doesn't matter then if it's a googly or a leg spinner once you've got into the pitch of it. But Charles Amini went for a few runs in his first over, but he's found some good rhythm now. big wicket of David Visa. That will give any bowler confidence. And again a googly. They're not picking him at all. Jan Smith hanging on his back foot. Very lucky not to get another inside edge to the keeper.
Yes, that's right. He is proving to be very, very dangerous. Charles Amini has been troubling both these players, Smith and Craig. Ten overs gone, 70 for 4 at the halfway mark. Namibia are not looking in a very comfortable state.
Yes, they were very confident, Namibia, when they were batting. But then that 2-wicket over from Asadullah Wala. And then Charles Amini picking up David Visa. So all of a sudden 3 wickets in 2 overs. They're on the back foot, Namibia. Another bowling change. Asadullah Wala ringing in those changes quickly. Chad Soper, the new bowler.
Again, a very good, effective T20 specialist bowler. 29 years of age, 15 wickets for him. 3 for 13 are his best figures, and a very, very impressive economy of 5. That is absolute gold dust in T20 cricket.
The score predictor says 132, and at this stage I'm sure Namibia will take that. On the stumps again. Dot ball to begin.
He's a smart thinking bowler. Chad Soper mixes things up. Again, very deceptive. You won't expect him to bowl the quicker ones real quick. And that is what actually troubles the batters. You're not expecting. And if you're not expecting anything, it's very difficult to deliver. That looks out to me as well. Oh, there was some bat onto it. Appeal, but then realizing that there's some edge, pulling out of that appeal.
Yes, that pulling out of the appeal was the hint that there was some bat on it. Let's have a look again. Inside edge. That would have been plumb in front, Shoaib. You were absolutely right when you said that looks out. Just a little bit of bat saves Smith.
Oh, yes. Lucky on that occasion, Smith. Much better shot coming in from Smith. Chad a little quicker on the last ball. So, yes, he likes to mix things up. A surprise package. Chad Soper. This is what T20 cricket has done. It has evolved players. You no longer see a certain bowler bowling a certain line and length for longer periods of time. It's always about mixing things up.
I think in the case of Chad Soper, that's his strength. Just landing that ball again and again on that good length area and trying to hit those stumps. I think that's what he's trying to do. He obviously just changes with his roll of fingers, but the length and the line almost remain the same throughout the over.
Yes, he is only changing the pace, not much with the line and length of the ball. And so many of these kind of bowlers we've witnessed in this tournament itself. The other name that comes to your mind is Freiling, who is a similar kind of a bowler. Played in the gap between those two fielders, running away. This field is really, really fast. Once it clears the infield, it's always going all the way. For number 146 in this tournament.
Well, the commentator's curse continues. We were talking about how consistent he is with his line and length, and he's just gone a little bit, just a little bit outside off stump. Maybe an inch, if not more, and that's all they needed, the Namibia batsman, to get a boundary off him.
That's right. Not a bad ball at all from Chad Soper. Just that it was played in the gap. Not by intent, but it just went into that gap. Craig will get that 4 runs. But overall, I would say it's a very successful over coming from Chad Soper.
Yes, on any other day, you take 5 runs off the over. But again, just that conceding that last boundary, always demotivating as a bowler. If you take 5 of just like 5 singles, the effect is completely different from when you've conceded a boundary. 75 for 4. Namibia is still going at more than 6.5 runs and over. So the run rate is not an issue. It's just the number of wickets that have fallen so far.
Asadwala brings himself back into the attack. The ball slipping out of his hands. Going down the leg side will be called a wide. Nice loopy flighted delivery played equally well by Smith towards Vanua. Another run added to the total.
Asadullah quickly threw his overs. Reminds us a little bit about Rohan Mustafa, who bowls very quickly. That's a good looking shot. They're going to long off. They run 2.
Yes, the long off was pretty straight, and the ball was hit wide of that long off fielder onto his left. By the time he could reach there, it was always going to be a comfortable 2 runs. Nice ball again, that length. You are not sure whether you want to go on the front foot or play it on the back foot. This time Craig does well, plays it towards the short mid wicket. No run there.
Well, that reaction from the keeper was absolutely brilliant. Very subcontinent ooey that now is, you'll hardly hear it from anybody from the European countries, for example. Very local flavor to the PNG keeper. 80 for 4 now, Namibia.
That's right, this time played again to long on. Again that despair, the sound of despair. We hear that a lot in the Asian peninsula, in the subcontinent, not far away from us. Papua New Guinea, of course, distance quite a lot, but culturally they're very, very similar. And they love their cricket.
Yes, you can see that they really love their cricket, enjoy their cricket. 12 overs up, 82 for 4. 7 runs given in that over. Mix of extras and just singles and doubles taken.
That is the scorecard for Namibia as of now. After 12 overs, 82 for 4. Stephen Bard was the first man to be dismissed. Nosena Pokana getting that wicket. Zane Green, 26 of 24. Craig Williams is still out there. Merv Erasmus going out on a golden duck. And then David Weezer, 10 of 7 for him. Charles Amini doing the damage on that occasion. And that's a big hit for Namibia. They need to consolidate right now. 12 overs gone. 8 more to go. Namibia are 82 for 4. This time starts off with a regular leg spinner. There is protection in the deep. Tony Ura, the opening batsman, swashbuckling opener.
For Shoaib, Charles Amini has now bowled 3 overs. 2 of them from one end, 1 of them from the end from where he took the big wicket of David Weezer. This is very interesting from the captain.
Played towards the long off right now. Craig happy to take singles and rotate strike, as he should be. Nicely played in the gap this time. Looking for 2. Will be sent back. A late start from Smith. And that is why they did not have the opportunity to go for another run.
Yes, and I'm not sure if you caught that, but the wicket keeper ran all the way to square leg to cover that throw. We're talking to Ahmed about their fielding and that energy inside PNG. Absolutely brilliant.
Ken looking for 2 this time. They will get it. This is good running between the wickets from Namibia. Smith and Craig They know the boundaries are not easy to come by, so they are running hard, putting pressure on the fielders. They've already got 5 runs in this over of 4 deliveries. Lighted delivery played backward of point, a chase for the point fielder. A sweeper cover will sweep that. Another 2 runs.
Sure, to be very honest, this was a wasted over in my opinion. Charles Amini was bowling really well from the other end, getting turn, drift and dip. Makes a huge difference which end you bowl in the ICC grounds. So if you've got a bowler who's bowling really well from one end, just stick with that. Sometimes just thinking too much and overthinking it also complicates it.
Yes, I second that completely. Sometimes the wisest thing to do is to do nothing. 13 overs gone, 90 for 4.
And with 8 runs coming off this Charles Amini over, Namibia must be thinking they've gotten the job done. Seeing him off and getting 8 off him, they couldn't get bat to ball in the over previously that he bowled, where he got the wicket of David Visa. A lot to learn for the PNG players and their captain as well. As you mentioned, sometimes just let it go, let the game flow. Don't have to continuously make changes and try to make an impact. In a 20 over game, even if the other team scores 120 for 1, as a fielding side, you'll be the happier one. It doesn't have to be about taking wickets all the time.
You're spot on with that observation. A little too many changes from Asadullah Wala. Of course, he has his reasons behind it. But sometimes, as you rightly said, if a bowler is in a great momentum, he's putting pressure on the opposition, you would want to continue that, at least from that one end. You can experiment from the other, but do not disturb that momentum. He's done that, and suddenly he was all over the place. Amini, a lot of fuller deliveries, not bowling in the right areas. And now it is Chad Soper who bowls from the other end. He's got a change of end as well.
It seems like Asadullah Wala bowls 3 bowlers in a row. We've always been used to seeing 2 bowlers bowling simultaneously or continuously. This time it's 3 bowlers in a row. It's been Asadullah Wala, Amini, Soper, and then that same routine again.
This time played straight down the ground. A great fielding effort coming in. What a great effort that was. Saved a certain boundary.
Again, that outfielding we've been talking about, that would hit really hard straight down the ground. Amazing fielding there. Back live. Can play down the ground. They're pushing for 2. But this time just stick to 1. Again, very good ground fielding. So yeah, Shoaib, I think the captain is using a 3-man pace attack and bowling them one over after the other. Very interesting to see that.
Nicely bowled again, hitting that hard length. Straight to short covers. As you can see right now, Namibia 93 for 4. What do you think is a good score?
Well, we saw 138 was not enough in the game previous to this one. Maybe 145, 150 against this aggressive PNG batting lineup.
Interesting, because the batting is become a little more easier now than what it was in the first half of the day. A very important toss was won by UAE, getting them to field first, chase that total down. Meanwhile, the last ball of the over from Chad Soper, played towards that sweeper cover region, will get a single. End of the over number 14. And the score for Namibia is 95 for 4. 14 overs on the board. Namibia 95 for 4. And to give me and you company, I have in the com box alongside me Ahmad Khwaja.
Thank you very much, Shoaib. Very interesting match going on right now. PNG battling hard, but Craig Williams, that man, standing up to be counted for Namibia. Once again, he's been so consistent in this series.
Oh, yes, absolutely. He has come out in difficult situations and made full use of the opportunities that he's got. What do you think about Papua New Guinea? I'm sure you're seeing them for the first time up and close. What is your impression of this lively, colourful team?
Nicely sliced away behind. Cover point is going to scream away for 4. JJ Smith playing an absolutely wonderful shot.
What a great shot that was from Smith. Waited for that delivery and then using those hands, those fast hands, lightning speed. The ball just screaming off the bat towards backward point for Smith. And the score for Namibia is 99 now.
Indeed, Shoaib, they've been very lively. That's the exact word to describe them. They've worked so hard in the field. Even when they're backing up the throws, they absolutely scream across the outfield. Very vocal, getting a lot of encouragement from their team dugout. Down the leg side then, fine leg in the circle. Back-to-back boundaries for JJ Smith. 100 up for Namibia.
Oh yes, back-to-back boundaries, and this is and very well could be the change that Namibia needed, the shift in the momentum. This could be the moment of the game. This over, a gamble taken there, Asadwala, because all his bowlers were doing pretty well for themselves until now, where Pokana has given away 2 back-to-back boundaries and all that pressure that was built has been released.
You can see that their bowling resources are not that deep, so they need to work that much harder in the field. So Pokana needs to get his line right here. That's much more like it. Outside off, just tucked away towards long on. They're pushing for 2. Bit of confusion, but safely turned back in the end.
Yes, a good call there from Craig. Realizing very quickly that he would not make it to the danger end. And communicating that to his partner at the right time.
They've crossed the 100 mark. Still have 5 overs left, so they can get to that 145, maybe even 150 mark if they bat well, execute well here. Losing David Visa at that time was a big blow, but JJ Smith is very capable. Slower ball this time, tucked off the pads. And they're pushing for 2, and they'll do it as well. Brilliant running.
Oh yes, good running, absolutely brilliant running coming in from these 2 batters of Namibia. It's not easy. Let me tell you, we are sitting out here in the com box and we are already drained and dehydrated. I can only imagine what these athletes who are at their prime struggling in the middle. But someone who's not struggling is ITW. They have been absolutely top class. ITW Prodigy production.
Slower ball this time from Pokana. Craig Williams a bit frustrated to miss out. And he's been at the crease. He's been their mainstay in every single game that's been televised. Very, very high class batter.
Well, I love the sunglasses. Asif Iqbal. Beautiful sunglasses. Played straight down the ground. Craig gets another single. Do you fancy them, Abdul Rahman?
Oh, well, there's a lot of swag for sure. Umpire Asif Iqbal. He's rocking those shades. And definitely need to get in touch with him after the game. Perhaps get a pair for myself. If you'd like to gift me one, I wouldn't mind, you know.
Well, I've had a few noticeable accessories out there which I have my eyes on. One of them is definitely the Papua New Guinea cap. Absolutely in love with that fancy cricket cap. I haven't seen anything like that before. And that is why I say this team is different.
Absolutely. Very vibrant colors, brilliant designs. I think there might be some tribal designs in there in their jersey. Really, really nice to see all the shades of cricket at the World T20. Throw ball this time just worked away towards point for a single. Productive over there for Namibia. 15 overs gone. 110 for 4. JJ Smith is playing really, really well here, supporting Craig Williams very nicely.
That's right. That's how the Namibian batters have scored so far. Stephen Bard out early today, scoring 8 of 4. Zane Green, 26 of 24. Craig Williams is still out there, 34 of 33, almost a run a ball. Erasmus not disturbing the scorers at all today. Golden duck for him. David Wiese, 10 for him. And Johannes Smith on 25 of 21. 15 overs gone, 5 more overs to go. 30 legal deliveries left. Can they get 40? Maybe 45 in those 30 deliveries.
Definitely feels like a competitive score if you go past 140, 145. And they've made some bowling changes as well. Michael Lingen into the side today. They've rested Ruben Trumpelman, their tall left arm seamer. He has a bit of pace about him. Charles Amini has been absolutely brilliant today. That googly to get David Wiese was an absolute jaffa. Top drawer stuff.
On the pads, big hit. Trying to go towards that square leg region, which is where the comb box is. Aiming for us is Johannes Smith. We've already seen a few shots coming this way. Expect another one.
Absolutely, we're in the line of fire here. And that ball has been following you for sure. This time hard hit down the ground towards long on, who has to move swiftly. And he has a career strike rate of 140 plus, JJ Smith, so he can definitely hit the long ball.
Yes, they have the arsenal that is needed in the death overs. Nelson on board for Namibia. This one has been played into the gap. Extra cover, no fielder there. Bisecting the field, targeting that vacant extra cover area, playing along the carpet, Craig, and getting a 4.
Just a long wide half volley there from Craig Williams, who's been out there for a while, and he cashes in big time. He's really good on the offside in that point to extra cover region. Once again playing a vital innings for the Blue Eagles.
Nice ball again, this time from Amini. Coming down the track, Craig, and then just checking his shot at the last moment. One more run added to the total.
Indeed, the PNG fielders seem to be a bit downtrodden here with this partnership developing along very nicely. They need a breakthrough. They need to get one of these batters back into the hut. Nicely cut away, but the backward point fielders moving in swiftly. So Charles Amini, decent spell from him. 1 for 26 so far. Would like to finish without giving a boundary, of course. But the platform is certainly set for Namibia.
Slower delivery, tonked into the mid-wicket fence. Good fielding again from the Papua New Guinea fielders. They are absolutely live wire in the cricket ground. They don't give an inch. Will fight with all they have. Saved a certain boundary there.
Really good awareness of the boundary rope. And just slowed down in time and got that big mitt to it. Well done there. I think it's Tony Varua out there. Hot work, hard work. You can see JJ Smith gulping down some H2O. It's tough out there for sure.
Yes, absolutely. It's, like I said, a boiler room out there in Namibia. 29 dots and 37 singles. Something that is really special is the twos. 12 twos. That's a lot of twos in this heat in the UAE. And that means that appreciation is due for Namibia.
Indeed, they've looked the most impressive side in the tournament. UAE, after a slow start, came back very strongly. Getting 2 comprehensive wins over a test nation like Ireland, that's headline news here for sure. But Namibia, they've looked a very solid all-round unit. They have a excellent top order and good players in the middle order as well. Merwe Erasmus and David Visa, we all know how good he is. And JJ Smith at number 6, very impressive. Very, very handy all-rounder. Much in the mold of David Visa himself. It's going to be Damien Ravu to continue here. Has 2 overs up his sleeve. Short ball pulled away by Craig Williams towards that square leg fielder who didn't have to move even an inch.
That's right, that shot finding the fielder where he was just stationed there. Did not have to move at all. Just collect the ball and throw it back. So a good shot, but Smith will be a little disappointed. Couldn't find the gap on that occasion. Just a single. So 119 now for 4. And Ravu is into the attack to Smith. Again, a slower delivery. This time played up in the air. Has he cleared it? Yes, it looks like he has. Just clearing the fielder. A chance, but not a great one. And Smith will get another 6.
Chad Soper out there at deep square. Given as a 6 by the umpire. Good honesty, good sportsmanship there from Chad Soper. It was a bit of a leading edge, but that side of the ground is slightly shorter than the big cow corner boundary. And of course, the sunlight always affecting his trajectory, and it goes for 6.
Well, I feel on that occasion, the fielder, Soper, was a little bit inside, not on the boundary ropes. This time he's middled it. This time he will clear the fielder one more time, and it's gone into the gap for 4 more.
This is poor bowling from Damien Ravu, short and wide down the leg side. These are basically free hits for JJ Smith, and he's cashing in big time. This time 1 bounce 4. Once again, you can see erring in his line, erring in his length. He's just not quick enough to bowl that area. And deep square and deep fine both had no chance, bisected perfectly.
Yes, some runs flowing in for Namibia and Smith, who quickly moves now to 38 of 27 deliveries. Craig on 40 of 36. So after losing those early wickets, there's a strong partnership coming in from these 2 batters. Damien Ravu a little bit wayward today, and making full use of that are Smith and Craig. Another run towards square leg.
Indeed, he's just doesn't have the pace to bowl that line. Has to try to hit that block hole area, or at least bowl it on that 4th stump line. It's going to be tough going. That run rate is creeping up to almost 8 RPO now. 160 would be a very, very good score. Down the ground this time, Craig Williams. 1 bounce 4.
Well, another good shot coming from Craig. Waited for that ball and then smashed it over the mid-off fielder who was inside the circle. So making full use of the field positions. And this is good game awareness as well, because he knew that the fielder was inside the circle. All he had to do was just clear that front foot and clear the ball over the 30-yard fielder. Good batting, good game awareness. Craig on 44 now.
Hearing yet another 50 in the Dafa News Summer T20 Bash. Down the leg side, nicely worked away towards Chad Soper. He's been very busy in this over. Very productive one for Namibia. 17 overs gone, 135 for 4.
But right now, Namibia are scoring at 8 and over. That's the current run rate. At one time, they were almost around 6, hovering around 6. But because of this great partnership between Craig and Smith, they've got that run rate up to 8 and over. 3 more overs to go. If they can score another 30 runs, they will definitely breach the 160 run mark.
Indeed, Craig Williams just a hit away from yet another deserved T20 I-50. He's cashed in big time on his good form. JJ Smith as well, very impressive, and he has 4 overs to bowl as well of his left arm medium pace. So he'll be a very useful weapon during round one of the World T20 qualifiers starting next week. And it looks like Chad Soper, after working so hard in the field, working up a sweat, has now been entrusted with bowling at the death. And this man on screen, he's striking the ball absolutely beautifully, will fancy his chances.
Yes, very close to the 50-run mark now. 4 runs short of his 50. Score predictor says 156, but I would throw that out of the window. The way these two are batting. Another big heave towards the mid-wicket. Just a single.
Yes, lucky to get away with that as it was back of a length, not a lot of pace behind it. Of course, it is very hard work out there. You can see JJ Smith sweating profusely already, perhaps losing some energy, but needs to finish the innings with a flourish. And this man on screen, he's been an absolute rock for the Blue Eagles. 6 and 3 boundaries to his name. Had to hunker down, had to anchor the innings. Otherwise, he can easily blast the ball as well.
Again, slower delivery this time. Played towards sweeper cover, looking for 2, and will scamper through for 2 runs. And Chad Soper is not a very slow bowler. He bowls a decent pace. Not too threatening, but it is surprising to see Craig. In fact, it's Smith who is without a helmet. Craig without a helmet.
Indeed, 48 of 39, perhaps not expecting Chad Soper to bowl short to him because third man and fine leg are both in the circle, premeditating that the ball will be pitched up. Trying to power that down the ground, but only splicing it, so he moves on to 49. He'll be one man to watch out for in round one of the World T20 qualifiers. He's definitely their kingpin.
That's right, he's been scoring on a consistent basis for Namibia. Smith and Craig. Craig on 49 now. 140 already on the board for Namibia, 17.3 overs. 15 more deliveries left in this innings. Very well bowled. Very, very well bowled from Chad Soper. A perfect Yorker. And Smith had no answers to that.
Indeed, perfectly bowled in the block hold. He's a big guy, JJ Smith, so just about got his bat down in time. 140 already reached by Namibia. He is also just 10 runs away from a well-deserved 50. Plenty of milestones around the corner. Interesting field setting here. Pushing that deep point fielder right onto the boundary rope. And they've brought that square leg in, a short square leg. That's very, very interesting.
Oh, yes, Smith gets another single. Will bring Craig Williams on strike, who's on 49 of 40. One more run to go. He's already exhausted. Just waiting, I think, for that landmark. And once he gets that, we might see him shifting gears.
Indeed, he's been in there from the 4th ball of the innings. Stephen Bard getting out early on to Pokana after hitting a couple of boundaries. Hit over cow corner all the way for 6. That is yet another 50 for Craig Williams.
What a great shot. What a great way to bring up that 50. He is pumped up. All that heat, all that weakness has converted into some real aggression. A strike rate of 134. This is some good batting display from Craig Williams.
A shriek of frustration from the bowler. But yet again, back-to-back-to-back 50s for Craig Williams. He's had to work hard. He's had to earn his runs. And in fact, it was Craig Williams himself pumping himself up for that blast over cow corner for 6.
Well, as soon as he hit that 6, he was looking towards the pavilion. He did not even see the ball sailing over the fence. As soon as he hit, he straight away turned towards the pavilion, towards his comrades, and gestured that he has it in him. He's the one to look out for. 55 not out of 41 deliveries and played everywhere that you can imagine. He was very strong on the offside, equally dangerous straight down the ground, and some big hits towards the mid-wicket as well.
147 for 4, 2 overs remaining. Then Craig Williams, well set, going past 50 once again in this Dafa News T20 bash. JJ Smith, 41 of 31. He'll be eyeing that half-century mark as well. So Namibia, after being under a bit of strife, they were only at 60 odd at the halfway stage, have counter-attacked in style. And it's going to be Pokana to continue bowling his final over. A lot of pressure on him. Hit away towards the cover fielder just for a single. So JJ Smith recognizing the situation, giving his main man Craig Williams the strike. That's good thinking. Selfless batting from the young all-rounder.
He worked really hard for that 50. It's not easy to be batting for long periods of time. And trust me, in this heat, even 15, 17, 18 overs is a long, long time. He's still out there. He's still fighting. And he wants to make sure Namibia get to a decent total, because at the start, in the first few overs, they were on the back foot. But right now, they are cruising along.
Down the leg side, swung away towards deep square leg. A fielder there, but he will find the gap. Damien Ravo out there, strong throw. But it's an easy two. That's the biggest part of the ground at mid-wicket cow corner. So Craig Williams just rolls along.
Oh, yes. 2 more runs. Current run rate now to 8.18 from 8. They're still cruising. Still getting those odd boundaries in the over and then running really hard between the wickets to make sure there are not many dot balls. 150 on the board for Namibia.
Reversed towards that backward point fielder. A straight forward catch for Tony Ura. And that is the end of yet another special innings from Craig Williams. 57 of 43. At long last, he has mistimed a shot and given his wicket away. Pokana gets some reward.
Yes, a soft dismissal for Craig Williams. Wanted to scoop that. Of course, he's tired now, so he wants to use the pace to play and get those boundaries. Pokana, on the other hand, bowling a slower delivery, and Craig Williams finding the fielder at point. 57 for him. A very well-earned 50. A hard-fought 50 from Craig Williams. 150 on the board for Namibia after losing 5 wickets.
9 deliveries remaining in the innings for the Blue Eagles. They've got an imposing score already on the board. And it's going to be Ben Chicago coming in to bat, getting a game today. Looking forward to seeing his batting skills. JJ Smith, as we all know, backs a punch, and this was the dismissal of Craig Williams. Trying to fetch that ball from outside leg. Spliced it and straight forward to Tony Ura, who's going to be opening the innings with Asadullah Wala, the captain. And he'll play those kinds of fancy shots as well, but hopefully find the gap.
Yes, actually, it was a good idea to play that shot, because all the 3 fielders on the off were inside the circle. There was a third man, a backward point, and a point fielder. So he wanted to clear that infield. Not able to do so. Hilao Yafrans is the new man, and he's played that very first delivery into the gap. An effort there, but won't be enough. Ravu is the fielder. Hilao gets a boundary on the very first ball.
Indeed. Change in the batting order. I was expecting Chicago to come in, but it's Hilao Yafrans finding the gap at cow corner. Despairing dive, but 400 strike rate. That'll do very nicely. 154 for 5. Nesona Pokana needs to execute here.
Slower delivery this time, played straight down the ground. Again, there's a fielder there. Won't go all the way. Not timed it too well. Off the bottom half of the bat.
Indeed, was perhaps trying to power it through extra, but splicing it down the ground instead. But already a very imposing score on the board. 155 for 5. It's going to be the PNG captain Asadullah Wala. He'll need to do the heavy lifting in the batting power play. Fearsome striker of the ball. Short and bash down the ground. JJ Smith has launched this all the way for 6.
Well, the runs are not stopping there for Namibia. Of course, Craig Williams is back in the hut, but there is another dangerous man, and his name is Johannes Smith. And that is exactly why he's dangerous. Stand and deliver. Plays it cleanly and manages to clear the fence for a 6 on the last ball of the over.
They have power hitters right from 1 to 7. JJ Smith, Ben Freiling, David Wiesa, Merwe Erasmus, Craig Williams, Stephen Bard, Zane Green, the wicketkeeper batter as well. All of them can bat at a brisk strike rate. Namibia heading into the World T20 qualifiers. I am picking them to be red hot favorites to make it to the big show. Very, very good side. Very, very complete. They have a lot of options. They have spinners, fast bowlers, hard-hitting batters. And they're really outclassing the competition at the Dafa News Summer T20.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I second that opinion there. Couldn't agree more. It is a closely fought tournament, this one. All the teams have actually played really well. But this team stands out the way they've shown character coming back into the game after losing 4 wickets. This says a lot about the self-belief that they have, the batting depth that they have, the skills that they have. They don't want to give up at any point in time. So this is really good, very impressive from Namibia. Last over, Shad Soper to Yafrans. He's played that in the gap. Again, a chase for the fielder. Does well to stop it from going all the way, but they will get 3 runs.
Indeed, a good effort by the long on to get across, but that slide slightly pushed the ball away. Chad Soper is going to be put under serious pressure. And Hilauya France, 8 of 3, and the best part about it, he's got JJ Smith on strike, who's a hit away from a 50.
Yes, 2 runs away, just 2 runs away from another 50. That shows the quality of cricket being played at the ICC Academy. Smith goes for the lap shot, a poor shot selection in the context of the game. How well was he playing straight down the ground? And here he's decided, a poor judgment coming in. A very, very impressive knock comes to an end and Smith has to walk back. Shad Soper gets another wicket.
Selfless batting there from JJ Smith. Could have easily taken his time and knocked it around for his 50, but he was trying to ramp it away over the short fine leg. Inside edge, chops it onto the stumps, but a beautiful innings. 48 of 34, 3 boundaries and 2 massive sixes. That career strike rate of 140 plus is maintained. And now Namibia are 6 wickets down. Jan Freiling, the left-hand batter, coming out.
Yes, it is Jan Freiling. 11 matches for him, 64 runs, 108 strike rate, 27 years of age. Just 1 6 in the 10 matches, so he needs to double that today, at least for Namibia.
Indeed, we've seen how good he is with the ball. We can double that 6's tally. I think his captain Merwe Erasmus will be very, very satisfied with that. Chad Soper getting a wicket to his name. He's toiled hard. Good foolish delivery, dragged away towards deep mid-wicket. They're pushing for 2. And Hilauya France is absolutely electric. Brilliant running.
Well, he's very, very quick. Absolutely ran really hard. Took off in a flash, making sure he reaches in time. So 2 important runs for Freiling and Namibia. They are 166. Can they get to at least 170 here? And yes, they will. What a clean hit. Straight down the ground all the way. Freiling has doubled his number of 6s and number 48 in this tournament.
Umpire Iftikhar Ali showing that 6 with a flourish. And the flourish of the bat was absolutely brilliant. Look at that. It has sailed away like a missile off the bat of Jan Freiling. And perhaps we should have asked for something else. I should have asked for umpire Asif Iqbal's shades. They might have magically appeared here.
Well, I'm sure he will go back and listen to this. So just drop in your contact number as well and he'll get in touch with you.
Right then, Chad Soper under pressure, 2 deliveries remaining. Namibia already got a big score on the board. They were 69 for 4 at one stage. Look at this stunning comeback. 172 for 6. Round the wicket, Chad Soper. Full his delivery really well, bowled straight to the backward point fielder, but they'll scurry through for a single.
Oh yes, a good run taken. It was straight into the hands of the fielder. 12 runs in this over in the 5 deliveries that he's bowled so far. 1 legal delivery left. 173 on the board. A 6 will take them to 179, which will make that target of 180 when Papua New Guinea come out to bat. Can he do that? Ilauya France is on strike.
Foolish delivery carved over the top of the backward point fielder, but the deep extra will get around to it. They'll only get 1, but that is a superb effort by Namibia, put into bat by PNG, and they've posted an imposing score of 174 in their allotted 20 overs. Brilliant effort there, Shoaib.
Oh yes, absolutely. Especially considering the fact that they had 4 wickets down. They were already 4 wickets down with their top 4 back in the hut in a matter of few overs. The power play belonged to Papua New Guinea in a way. But then later on, absolutely building a partnership and making sure that Namibia get into that 170 run mark. Credit to Craig Williams and Johannes Smith.
Here are the highlights of the first innings then. Namibia put into bat. Pokana taking the new ball and was immediately smacked for 4 by Stephen Bard. He was looking very good, very secure at the crease. Nicely punched through extra cover this time. But then disaster struck. Inside edge onto the stumps. And he had to pay the ultimate price. Say Bao took the new ball from the other end. Zane Green was looking good today. The wicketkeeper batter got some much needed runs to his name. Nicely pulled away. Square leg was far too square for him to get to that. Craig Williams in the purple patch of his life, launching that over cow corner for 6. And then this shot was the demise of Zane Green. Merwe Erasmus given leg before first ball. David Wiesa came in, flashed a couple of boundaries. That was nicely punched through extra cover. But then this incredible googly inside edge caught, and David Wiesa was sent back, and at that stage that innings could have gone anywhere, Shoaib Ahmed.
Oh yes, absolutely. That was a change in the momentum of the game. Papua New Guinea striking in and getting those 2 wickets. But then again came a partnership between Smith and it was Craig Williams, and he had such a great outing today. Played all around the park, fell to a false shot, and then some boundaries and late flutter in the end from Smith, making sure they get to a decent total. That was a poor shot again, restricting him from getting to that 50 run mark. But in the end, all was good because I think they will believe in themselves. 174 is a good score.
Indeed, taking a look at the batting scorecard for Namibia, Stephen Bard 8 of 4. Zane Green played a handy knock of 26 of 24. Craig Williams, the outstanding batter once again, 57 of 43. Johannes Smith 48 of 34, provided some vital runs alongside him. And Helauya France and Jan Freiling getting some quick boundaries as well. So 174 for 6 in their allotted 20 overs. That's a top effort by the Blue Eagles of Namibia.
Yes, a good effort coming in from Namibia. Papua New Guinea bowlers, a lot of them used, in fact 7 of them. Nozana Pokana, 4 overs 38, got 2 wickets, a little expensive. Tisebao bowling 1 over. Damian Ravu, expensive again, 3 overs 35 without a wicket. Simon Atai, 2 overs 18 without a wicket. Charles Amini was the pick of the bowlers for me, 4 overs 28 runs and a wicket. Asadullah Walla, of course, the skipper, 2 overs 10 runs and 2 wickets for him. Chad Soper bowling 4 overs and conceding 34 runs, giving a wicket. So that fall of wickets was at the 3rd and the 4th wicket at 55 and 67, and then another wicket at 55 as well. So after that 67th runs wicket, there was a big, huge partnership between Smith.
175 the target for PNG then. We'll be back very shortly with their run chase. Stay tuned for the Dafa News Summer T20 Bash.
ಟಿವಿ ಬಲ್ಲೊಂಗಿಂದ ಹುರಿಯ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಸ್ವರ ಬಾಜರು ಓದ್ಕೊಳಗಿದೆ ಅದೇ ಅವ್ರ ಮೆಂಟಿ ಬೆಫಣಾಮಿ ಬದ್ದಲ್ಪಡಿ ಆಜೆ ಗಲ್ಲು ದಂಡೋ साफ चैंपियनशिप फुटबॉल मुबारक गदी वे राज बद्दलपुरा फुर्ता मैच के लाइव कवरेज है को दे मैचु फशंग दे टीम सजार मेरी अक्रम अब्दुल गनी आजे कैप्टन दी किरण कुमार लिंबू अदे नेपाल टीम गे कैप्टन ಊರತ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ತಂಗ ಮಿನ ಪೆನಿಗೆ ಮಿದಿಯೆ ಅದಿ ಫೋಟೋ ಏಕ ಹುಂಟಿಲ್ಲ ತಂಗ ಕಿರಣ್ ನದಿ ಕುರಮಕಿ ಹಮ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮಸ್ ವಾರ ಎದೆ ಕುಳುಂತಿರಿಂಗೆ
chess as well sometimes. You have to make the right moves, the right moment. On the stumps. Very good delivery by Bernard Scholz. Down the ground for a single. PNG 3 for the loss of 1 wicket in the first over. Good over and a good start so far by Bernard Scholz. And on the stumps, played down to mid-on for a single. The end of the first over, the score moves on to 4 for 1. Yes, as I was mentioning, we were corrected by the management of the UAE cricket team. Mr. Shah Hussain himself let us know that Wasim is the second UAE batsman to score a T20 international. The first was against Papua New Guinea in 2017. But nonetheless, a brilliant knock. That was absolutely magnificent to watch. Mohammad Wasim on his international debut in this tournament. He was magnificent. They were chasing a very small total, 136. To score 100 runs out of that is completely something different.
Yes, definitely. It could have been the second, but it was first of its kind. That's for sure.
Very well put there. Diplomatically, very well put there, Shoaib.
So yes, absolutely brilliant innings coming in from Wasim in the first game today. Meanwhile, it's David Visa. Starts off right on the money, on the good length area. Played straight back to the short covers. Tony Ura is the man. Again, impressed one and all in that game against Scotland. Started off really well.
Again, aggressive from the Namibia captain, bringing in David Visa. The second over. There's no Ruben Trumpelman today. He was the pick of the Namibian bowlers the past 2 games.
Again, a similar delivery, or just like the previous one. This time played towards point. Will get a single. It's not going to be easy for Papua New Guinea. It's not going to be dealt with a soft hand, because Namibia are going to come back strong. They are going to go all guns blazing, attacking Papua New Guinea.
PNG to have to score at almost 9 runs and over. They can't afford to take their time here. Whether it's David Visa bowling or Bernard Scholz, they have to get on with it. Play their shots, take their chances, especially in the power play.
Well bowled again, hitting that hard length, that good length area. On the back foot, a hesitant back foot push from Amini. Started off really well, Visa. And he's been brought into the attack early. We've seen him come most of the times after the power play, or maybe at the fag end of the power plays. But to be bowling the second over of the game, I think that's a first in this edition of the tournament at least.
Again, very well bowled on the dot. David Visa, yes, he does bowl with the older ball later in the innings. But Namibia as well, bringing in the changes, bringing in the left arm spinner for the first over. First time they've done so. And now David Visa coming into the attack. All of this just the dress rehearsal for those qualifiers coming up from next week.
Yes, that's right. Appeal, and what a great collect there by the keeper. Very well done. It was deflected off the thigh pad. And then what a great reaction there.
Brilliant keeping, brilliant, absolutely amazing stuff. He was wrong-footed, the wicket-keeper, going down the leg side, and all of a sudden, the ball is deflected from the thigh pad. Brilliant take there behind the stumps, saving a certain boundary.
Nice shot straight down the ground. No chance for anyone there. Both the fielders inside the circle. And that ball will race away towards the long on fence. The first boundary for Amini. And the first boundary for Papua New Guinea as well.
Very good looking shot that over the fielder. Soon as that crosses the infield, that's going for 4, especially in the power play. David Visa again giving me just 5 runs, but that last ball going for 4. We were talking about that. Just frustrates the bowler just a little bit.
Yes, it does. 2 overs gone, 9 for 1. Two overs gone, 9 for 1 is the score. And the new bowler is Johannes Smith. J.J. Smith, 25 years of age. 17 wickets for him. This is his 13th game, a best bowling of 3 for 19. And a very good economy of 6.33. So 2 overs, 9 for 1. They need some runs, and we already spoke about that. The power play is very important for Papua New Guinea to get into the game, to be in the hunt. Good start from Smith, straight to the point fielder. No run there.
Yes, he's been one of the finds of the tournament as well. The left arm battery. The left arm pace battery of Namibia. Trumpelman not playing today, but Smith, Frelink. Absolutely brilliant between the 3 of them. Smith has been very consistent, not given away a lot of runs in the power play.
Yes, the economy of 6.33 is absolutely great to have. Meanwhile, a great shot coming in from the bat of Tony Ura. That one has been played over the long off fielder. And that's a huge 6 number 49 of the tournament, coming from the bat of Tony Ura.
Well, I'm not sure if you believe in ghosts, but there's definitely the commentator's curse. That is something that is very real. Again, we were just talking up Smith and his bowling in the power play. The second delivery, beautiful shot there by Tony Ura, goes over, long off for 6.
.2 overs, 15 for 1. On the pads, pitched outside leg. Just a stifled appeal from the keeper. 2.3 overs now. Good comeback there. Well, the message and the lesson learned from that previous delivery is clear. Do not bowl in the slot. Half volleys are not welcome in Papua New Guinea. If you bowl a half volley, it will be hit for a 6. Nicely played again. Shuffling a little bit, but straight to the mid-on fielder. 1 run taken.
Well, I know, Shoaib, you're a left-arm fast bowler and you're not a big fan of somebody coming around the wicket as early as that. J.J. Smith was bowling really well, just short of length, coming over the wicket, but a change in angle. That first ball just drifting down the leg side, an easy single taken.
That's right. I feel it's a very defensive approach. But again, that's my humble opinion. He's back over the wicket to the left-handed Amini. Again, making some room. So all these left-handers from Papua New Guinea like to play on the offside, favor the offside. We saw that in the previous game where their skipper Asad Wala was making room on almost every other delivery and then playing those flashy drives in the offside.
Well, Shoaib, you had that interesting comment about Asadullah Wala having that plot on his name, that extra cover region. So that's definitely a shot that they prefer to play. They favor that cover region.
Around the wicket for the right-handed Tony Ura. Well, the idea is to cramp him for room. Meanwhile, it's end of over number 3 Papua New Guinea are 18 for 1.
A bit expensive there. Smith going for 8. Again, this is the Namibia batting card, or was. That's the PNG batting card. Now Asadullah Wala, the captain, out already, having scored just that 1 run. Brilliant tactics, bringing in the left arm spinner Bernard Schultz against him. Tony Ura has hit a 6 and a 4 in his brief inning so far. Charles Amini hit the boundary as well. 18 in the first 3.
This time played up in the air. What a clean hit. 1 bounce into the fence, very close to the comb box. We are under attack here. And the bowler has been welcomed by Tony Ura with a great looking shot over extra cover. 1 bounce into the fence for 4.
I think the new bowler, his name is Shikongo, Ben Shikongo. And he just comes into the attack, tonked over that cover again. They prefer to play in that cover region, whether he's a right-hander or a left-hander. And good comeback this time on the pads. Yorker length almost. Swinging in, and you see Tony Ura pointing to his partner as well. He wasn't expecting the ball to come in so much. What a way to start that over. Beautiful hit by Tony Ura.
Ben Shikongo, right arm fast medium, 21 years of age, 12 wickets for him. Getting his first game of the tournament. And good and quick, and some movement in the air as well for Ben Shikongo. And he's running back to his run-up. Well, that's what young players are made of. You and I, we're just sitting in the dugout, in the comm box.
Sure, I can tell you for a fact that I've never even run to the top of my mark, even though I bowl spin.
Some movement in the air again, this time played towards the mid of David Visa. The man there who will stop that. He's excited, isn't he? Shikongo.
Yes, he looks very fit, very quick as well. I like his action, very simple action for a right arm fast bowler. Again, running back, going quickly to his mark. I think that first boundary is sort of made him a little bit excited. He wants to get a breakthrough for Namibia.
A throw at the stumps, a shy at the stumps. Lucky escape, tight single taken.
And again, have a look at that. They're running back to his mark. Clearly, he's not feeling the same heat that the other players are. It's very quick as well. Running in hard and fast and releasing those lightning bolts.
Well, it has been at least 25 years of me watching cricket. I have never seen anyone doing that. He's still running back to the run-up. He is sweating profusely, but he's still running back after every delivery. What do you make of that?
Well, one thing I can tell you for a fact, he's supremely fit. That's very good to see as well. The associate countries, that's one thing that they have under their control, making sure their players are fit. Again, bowls to the left-hander in the air. Has that caught the bat? I don't think so. No appeal, no celebrations. The keeper just runs to the other end. Everybody's in a hurry. 4 overs up. The score is 26 for 1.
Well, clearly, I think there is an indication from the umpire that the over rate is not all that great. for Namibia. And maybe that's why you see everyone running away, changing ends. And he was instructed to complete that over quickly. 4 overs, 26 for 1.
Shoaib, it's either that or they are very late for their flight to Oman for the qualifiers. It's one of the two things. Because they're in an absolute rush. Have a look at Freiling. He's walking briskly to his mark as well. Maybe they're just thinking, you know what, let's get this over and done with quickly and get out of that heat into the ice bath. But 26 for 1. 4 overs up now for PNG. They're slowly losing pace in this game. Almost 9 runs and over needed from here. 9.5.
Good start for Jan Freiling. This time straight back to the bowler, Tony Ura, who's on 17 of 14. He will have a big role to play if Papua New Guinea want to chase this total down.
Well, they have Soper and Bow as well, who were very aggressive in that last game against Scotland. So they do have that firepower. Jan Freiling, 34 wickets. We've had the pleasure of seeing 9 of those at least. 6 in the game against UAE and 3 against Scotland. And 6 for 24 against UAE. Absolutely fantastic bowling in the death as well. 5.8 economy rate. Very intelligent. And as we saw today as well, can hit a few. Can hit the biggest 6 of the game so far.
That's right. Before today, he had 1 6 under his name. After today, he'll have 2. But a very important 6 coming at the right time. Meanwhile, another 6 coming from the bat of Amini. What a beauty that is. Great balance, meeting the meat of the bat, and the ball just went sailing and kept sailing over into the next oval.
Well, we were talking about 6s. And that is, as you said, Ahmed, big hit. Beautiful shot by the left-hander. Charles Amini, 12 of 9 deliveries. Leg spinner.
Well, I'm telling you, Papua New Guinea are not going to give up. They are going to fight with all they have. That's their attitude. That's how they play cricket. That's their brand of cricket. So Namibia is always going to be under some pressure.
Wide delivery. The batsman's reaction shows he thinks he's missed out on another boundary ball. Short fine leg is in the circle. Just a little bit of bat on that and he would have gotten 4 runs. Again, good wicket keeping from the Namibian keeper. 34 for 1 and 4.3. 8 runs already in this over. Very good running between the wickets. And intelligent cricket having hit the 6 and then gotten the wide. 7 off that 1 delivery. Tony Ura just hitting it in the cover region and taking a quick single.
Nicely played again towards the square leg. Just a tuck in kind of a shot. Amini getting a run. So the left-handed, right-handed combination is forcing the players to change and run from point to point. That's another discomfort, to put it politely. Every delivery, every single, you need to change that fielding position. And a good slower bouncer. Coming out of the crease, I mean, he wanted to go for a big heave again. But then just letting the ball go into the hands of the keeper. 5 overs gone, 36 for 1.
Intelligent cricket all around. Freiling saw him run down the track. Bowls a shorter delivery, slower one. Again, good of Charles Amini not to go for that shot as well. He could have easily top-edged it into the hand of the square leg fielder. Yes, that left hand, right hand combination. If you've ever played cricket or if you've been in the field when that's happening, you want to find that spot where you don't have to move from. I usually go to deep cover, which then becomes deep square leg. There's not a lot of running in and out of the circle against the left hand, right handers.
That's right. Or you either don the gloves. This time played fine, backward square leg. Fielder will cover that. Not enough legs onto that shot.
Well, David Visa has been a bit disappointing in this series so far. Not scored a lot of runs. We've been talking him up as that international X-Factor player for Namibia. And I'm sure when the qualifiers come in, he's going to up his game. Again, misfortune for David Visa. And lucky for Tony Ura. Gets the top edge over the wicket-keeper for 4.
Oh yes, absolutely. Fortune favours the brave, they say, and that is what Tony Ura is, a brave batsman. Coming down the track to an international player, like you said, David Visa, and then going for a big heave. You get some bat onto it, the ball will sail away, and that is exactly what happened. Over the keeper's head for 4.
Well, clearly the batsmen don't care who's bowling to them. We saw Asadullah Wala when he came into bat, went for a very defensive field on a hat-trick delivery. Clearly Tony Ura does not have that problem. Runs down the track to David Visa, previous delivery, and again short ball played in the gap. Square leg running in, have a lot of ground to cover, and that boundary is so far away that by the time he releases the ball, they complete a third.
Good running between the wickets. It is hot, it is difficult, but they need to run hard so that they can get to that total. They are chasing a total, so every run counts. And on that occasion, they ran hard and got 3 runs. So 45 for 1 now after 5.3 overs. 3 more deliveries to go in the power play. Can they get another boundary or 2 here? They straight down the ground, straight to the fielder. Direct hit would have been absolutely curtains for Amini. Not to be.
Again, good fielding, but that throw just missing the stumps. That was a suicidal run. Yes, that would have been out by miles. Charles Amini very lucky to still be there. 46 for 1 PNG. They've started the power play really well. And this chase as well.
Short ball. Wanted to hit a big shot. Not to be. It was much too quicker. Did not expect that ball to be so quick, and did not expect that the ball will bounce. That extra bounce being extracted from David Visa. Tony missing that completely. 5.5 overs, 46 for 1 is the score. Last ball of the power play left, and it is David Visa who will be bowling to Tony Ura. In the slot, driven hard, but excellent fielding there. Johannes Smith saves a certain boundary. 6 overs gone, 47 for 1.
It's a good power play that, going at 8 runs and over. The PNG batsman. So the Lovala out for 1. Then Tony Ura and Charles Amini have put up a great partnership. Going at faster than a run a ball, which is very important when you're chasing 174. 6 overs, 47 for 1. Very strong power play. The power play highlights that first over. Bernard Charles getting the wicket. Then beautiful shot by Charles Amini and Tony Ura straight down the ground. They look really fantastic, both of these batsmen. Very strong down the ground and over that cover region. David Visa, unfortunate, but has gone for a few runs. They're back live. Bernard Schultz, the only wicket taker so far, coming back into the attack.
Yes, after that first over, the opening over, he was not called back until now in the 7th over. With the ball a little bit older, expect him to get a lot more turn and grip off the surface.
Down!
Slow wicket. You saw how that ball after pitching was even more slower. So you need to bowl at the right speed to make sure that you trick the batsman.
Well, this is the 6th game on this wicket in the last 4 days. Misfield there. But no damage done. The wicket has gotten slower and lower. We're in the 7th game today. This UAE Summer T20 Bash featuring Scotland, Ireland, UAE, Namibia and PNG.
Stepping down the ground, played it up in the air. That's gone a high mile. And it has got the distance as well. That's a big six, biggest of the day so far. But at least one of the bigger ones. Tony Ura gets a big six under his belt and puts the attack back on the opposition.
That's one way to do it against Bernard Charles, using his feet. Again, we mentioned the wicket is getting a bit slower, and that's the one thing you can do against the spinners. Run down the track and hit them straight down the ground for 6.
Just a dummy movement, giving the impression to Scholz that he might just come out of the crease again. But then checks his shot at the last moment, gets a single. So smart batting this time from Tony Ura. Looks in better control of the innings. He has paced his innings. 37 of 24 for him. Are we seeing another 50 here from Tony Ura? I've seen quite a few today itself.
The openers, all 4 teams scored runs today. On the pads, this time played to square leg. They were looking for 2, but that was never on. Good decision not to go for 2. At the end of the 7 overs, 57 for 1 PNG.
So Papua New Guinea have started off decently well. 13 dots so far. 119 singles. 1-2, 1-3 as well. And 3 boundaries and 3 sixes. Meanwhile, there's a change in the comm box. Giving me company is Ahmad Khwaja.
Thank you very much for that intro, Shoaib. Interesting passage of play right now. The PNG have got a good start. Tony Ura batting beautifully. But they need somebody to cash in big time. They need somebody to go big. Play a knock of about 70 or 80. It's an imposing target of 175. But so far so good for PNG. They've kept wickets in hand. Scored at a decent pace. Heaved away towards mid-wicket. But long on, moving around swiftly. David Visa out there. And they'll only get 1.
Yes, good fielding there from David Visa. Great throw. Throwing at the keeper's end. Always difficult. Quick and fast. Top quality wicket coming in. Meanwhile, there's a change in the field now. They've got a short cover for the right-handed Tony Ura. But I think he will be targeting the extra cover region. He likes it to play there.
Indeed, we've seen some big shots in that region from him already. Loves to open up his arms on that offside. Hilau France into the attack. Bats in the middle order and bowls some leg break as well. Useful player to have in the squad, especially wrist spin is en vogue in T20 cricket these days. You need one of those in your team. Ball toss bashed besides the cover fielder. David Wiese once again in action. So that one was an offie though, interesting.
Yes, that was definitely an off spinner and has a very similar bowling action to Harbhajan Singh, who likes to wing his arms and then comes into bowl. Interesting from Hilau France. Delivery in the block hole, played it fine towards the third man fielder. Chase for him, diving effort, brilliantly done. But I hope he's not injured. He's gone and crashed into those hoardings there.
Incredible commitment from the Namibian fielders, diving head on into the advertising board in order to save that boundary. And he looks to be good to go. Top effort there. These are just warm-up games after all, nothing at stake. But the commitment level and the energy has been brilliant to watch. Take a look at this sterling fielding effort right in there. My goodness.
Well, that was a really special effort coming in. 7.3 overs now, Papua New Guinea. 62 for 1. This has been a mixed bag of an over from Hilau France. Has to be a little more consistent with the line and length, I feel.
Indeed, trying too many variations. Powered down the ground by Tony Ura. Long off will have to move around smartly, and David Wiese is a very experienced campaigner. He's standing a lot straighter. So good decision there. And it's fun watching Hilau France bowl. You never know what's coming up next.
That's right. This is good field placement, especially for an off spinner. You will always want that long off fielder to be straighter and the long on fielder to be wider.
Down!
Another good shot straight down the ground. France has kept David Wiese very busy.
Well, if only your long off is in action with your spinner onto bowl, I think he's doing quite well there. Not spraying the ball all over the place towards point or behind square. Pumped away towards that cover fielder once again. David Wiese has to work hard, and he does excellently there. Overthrows though. The commentator's curse is undefeated.
Yes, it is undefeated. Every time, every single time we say something good about someone, and exactly opposite is what happens. 8 overs gone, 66 for 1. Tony Ura on 41. And he's inching closer towards that 50.
Indeed, very fine innings from him. Charles Amini as well giving him able support. We saw Norman Vanua hit some big sixes in the previous game. Seisei Bao is another very good player. Kipling Doriga, the wicketkeeper batter. Jason Keela as well. Hard hitting batter, so they do have depth in their playing 11. But to get close to 175, Tony Ura is the key player. He needs to make at least 60 to 70 runs at a quick rate, and then everybody else bats around him. Let's see what the Blue Eagles of Namibia do here. Looks like there's going to be a change in the bowling once more. Ben Shikongo with the ball in hand. Looked quite impressive. Hustle and bustle run up and swinging the ball at a decent clip.
Well, after that first wicket, Papua New Guinea have built a partnership here. Slowly and steadily getting into the game. Scoring at almost 8 runs an over. And that continues to grow because this one has come from the bat of Amini. Innovation at its best. improvising, anticipating the ball to be full, and then just guiding it, helping it over the fine leg fielder for 4 runs.
That's a brilliant shot there from Charles Amini. Flexible, agile. It was a slot ball. He could have powered it down the ground, but instead he flipped it over the fine leg fielder in the circle. Excellent start to the over with a boundary. 70 for 1. PNG, Charles Amini looking good. Short ball down the leg side. Had a dip at it. And I really love this body language from Ben Chikongo. Every time he completes his ball, he's absolutely sprinting back to his mark, giving those inches that every team requires to get that victory. Keeping that over rate in mind, that's very important. Inside edge and bowled him. Ben Chikongo has done the trick for Merv Erasmus. Charles Amini has to return to the dugout.
Yes, a vital wicket there at a very important juncture in the game. They were cruising at 8 runs and over, and now they've got a wicket here. Well-built partnership between these two has fallen. Quicker delivery, no foot movement. A little late, a millisecond, and the inside edge crashing into the stumps.
Desperately unlucky there, Charles Amini. He was batting really well, 25 of 20. 2 boundaries and a 6 to his name. And now it's Sese Bao coming in at number 4. Played really well in the previous game against Scotland. He needs to click once again if they are to get close to that target of 175.
Yes, that's right. They've clawed back into the game, Namibia. They were desperately looking for a wicket. They've got one now. And from here on, they will try to put pressure, restrict PNG from scoring freely.
New batter coming in is, of course, Sese Bao. That strike rate not doing justice to his hitting ability. He was batting really well in the previous game. But he needs to play a different role now. Just play second fiddle to Tony Ura. And good on you, young man, Ben Chikongo, getting a wicket for his country. The captain Merv Erasmus having a word with his young charge. He's been patiently waiting for his opportunity, and when it has arrived, he has come good. The current run rate is very good, matching what is required. Tucked away off the pads, nicely done by Sese Bao, and he will get off the mark.
Yes, that's good cricket overall. Good delivery to start off, and then equally well played by Bao. 8.3 overs, 72 for 2. They require 103 more of 69 deliveries. That's not impossible. That is regulation cricket, the regulation T20 cricket. Tony Ura on 41. He's the man. He's the key for Papua New Guinea.
Some rhymes coming in from my co-commentator, Shoaib Ahmed. Yes, he's played a fantastic innings. I think he will take a dip against Ben Chikongo. It'll be risky because this lad has some speed and can hoop the ball around a bit. Straight back to the bowler, flicked his hands off the stumps, a ricochet, but they will scurry through for a single. Good call there by Sese Bao.
Yes, good game awareness. It was Sese Bao on the non-striking end. So the first thing that he did, as soon as it hit the hands, was get back in the crease. And then when he realized that the ball has ricocheted off the stumps, that's when he went off for that run. So good cricket, good game awareness from Bao. Short delivery being pulled away towards the square leg fielder. Just a single.
So Sese Bao looking quite steady at the crease. Left hand, right hand combination would always keep the bowlers sharp. 42 of 28. Asadwala, the captain, could not get going today, but Tony Ura said, no worries, mate, I'll take over, do the heavy lifting. And he's kept his side in the game. Polish delivery carved away to that cover sweeper. They're pushing for two. Sesebao has yet. Chance for a run out. But they've made it in time. Good running. 9 overs gone. PNG are 76 for 2.
It's good running on that last delivery. Initially, we thought that they were just going to look for one, but then quickly realized that the fielder was far away from the ball. And by the time he could reach there, there was always going to be two. So 9 overs gone, 76 for 2 now.
I think they'll be relatively okay near the halfway stage. They have a decent amount of runs accrued already. If you need about maybe 90 or 100 in the last 10, you'd back yourself to get that score, Shoaib.
Oh yes, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. The required run rate right now is 9. Current run rate 8.44, so they're almost there. One or two good overs for Papua New Guinea. And that required run rate will come down to 7 or 8, depending on how good those 2 overs are. But yes, that is definitely a possibility.
Allow your France to continue. Nicely driven. Past the cover fielder who gets a hand to it. So these are the kind of bowlers that PNG will need to take a chance on. It's going to be hard to hit JJ Smith and David Wisa at 10 to 12 RPO. So they need to capitalize on the 5th and 6th bowlers of Namibia. But Helauya France has been relatively steady. 98 required of 65. Very, very achievable. They've kept wickets in hand. Once again, an off break tucked away towards square leg. They're pushing for two, but they will stick to one. Good fielding on the boundary. Excellent pick up and throw.
Yes, this is good cricket. They are keeping themselves busy, Papua New Guinea, making sure those singles and doubles keep flowing. And that target is always within reach when you do that. Meanwhile, another flighted delivery played up in the air. Catch it is the call. Will just fall short of Smith at the mid-wicket region.
Indeed, just curved away from him. That ball was hittable if he could find the gap at deep square, but JJ Smith moving around very, very smartly. 45 of 30, just a hit away from a well-deserved 50 for Tony Ura. And this game feels like it's going right down to the wire. A nail-biter to conclude the Dafa News Summer T20 Bash 2021. That PNG dugout looks a bit pensive, looks a bit nervous. Bottom half of the bat just trickled into the mid-wicket region for a single.
Yes, we've noticed that it's always very difficult to score off spinners when they're bowling at the right length. Not too full, not too short. That good length area is very important, especially for the spinners in this game, because then it becomes a little more difficult to score runs when the ball is just ticking a little bit, not coming too fast.
No!
Another good ball there. Had that ball hit the pads, that was crashing into the stumps.
Indeed, didn't play straight, flicked it towards mid-wicket. His bat came down very, very late there, Sesebao. He's not picking Helauya France, that's the main issue. He thought it could have been one of those off breaks. He's been watching them from the other end, but instead it was the leggy turning into the batter. Nice variations here. I'm enjoying this spell. Floated off break, slapped towards the cover fielder. He'll be disappointed with that shot. 81 for 2 at the halfway stage, Papua New Guinea. Going to be a quick drinks break here. At the same stage, Namibia were really struggling. 70 for 4. Charles Amini had just dismissed David Wiesa with that peach of a googly. Excellent catch by Kipling Doriga behind the stumps as well. So they're definitely in the game here, Shoaib. Not over by any means.
Absolutely, that stat there on the mat says it all. After 10 overs, Namibia was 70 for 4, but they still managed to get to that score. So definitely Papua New Guinea will feel that they have a strong chance of winning this game. and creating an upset, because in a way, Namibia looked as the stronger side out of the two, given the fact that they played really well against UAE, and then they also beat Scotland. So Papua New Guinea can get some bragging rights if they win today.
New bowler introduced into the attack, nicely worked away to the point region for a single. And we noticed in the PNG bowling innings, as the ball got softer, it became easier to hit through the line. Craig Williams and JJ Smith in particular had a fantastic partnership lower down the order. Sese Bao and Tony Ura need to replicate that innings, replicate that partnership if their side is to get close to an imposing target. Late afternoon settling in at the ICC Academy in Dubai. Wonderful conditions for some top level cricket. David Lingen into the attack. Looks to be a steady left arm seamer. Cracked away this time towards extra cover. Long off will have to work hard here. They're going to push for two. And they'll manage it quite nicely. Good shot there by Tony Ura.
Yes, it was played in the gap. And once it clears the fielder who's inside the circle, there is a big gap between the long off fielder and the sweeper cover. And these grounds are not small by any means. So you have gaps that you can make full use of. And that is exactly what these two players have done. Played it in the gap and got runs for that shot. Meanwhile, extra cover is in the picture again. Tony gets his 50 and in great style. He is absolutely a dangerous gun player, and he has proved that yet again for Papua New Guinea. A strike rate of 145. He is made for this format of cricket.
Well, that ball was absolutely smoked. Short and wide from Michael van Lingen. And Tony Ura, that's his favorite region to strike the ball over extra. Absolutely blasted that for four. Brilliant innings. And he set the stage for a photo finish here. Bottom edge this time. Short third man in the circle. So the best thing to do after hitting the boundary, get off strike. And Tony Ura has done exactly that.
Oh yes, nothing more embarrassing for a bowler than getting that 4 or a 6 and then getting that single. But meanwhile, these are the shots that he's played so far. Tony Ura played a lot of the shots straight down the ground and in the extra cover region. 53 of 35 for him. He's the one who's kept them in the hunt of chasing this decent total of 165.
Yes, he loves to plant that front foot down and smash the ball down the ground over extra cover. A bit of fortune there, that top edge over the keeper. But other than that, he's looked in complete control. 90 for 2. Michael van Lingen being introduced into the attack, already gone for 9 runs. So PNG are making a fist of this game for sure. Namibia looking a bit pensive right now. Lower delivery, work towards long on. That's an excellent over for PNG. 10 runs off it, 91 for 2 after 11.
Yes, 91 for 2. Tony Ura gets his 50 in this tournament. Since he's landed here in the UAE, he's been very, very effective. 14 dots. Just 14 dots. That's great batting from Papua New Guinea. 35 singles taken, 4 twos, 2 threes, 5 fours and 3 sixes.
They've been very, very proactive in the field and running between the wickets. As you can see, not facing a lot of dot balls. Allow France to continue. That required rate of 9.3 is very manageable at their current rate. Would only require a couple of big overs. As long as you have wickets in hand, definitely possible of doing that. Down the ground this time, Tony Ura has sent this out of the ICC Academy all the way for 6.
Well, like I said, it's gone into the other oval. That's how clean Tony Ura hits, when he middles it, it just keeps on going and going and going. That's exactly what's happened here. It was in the slot, asking to be hit. And that is a big six. On the television sets, it doesn't look big, but trust me, we are watching this live and these are really humongous sixes coming in from the bat of Tony Ura. Required rate now coming down drastically to 8.83.
This guy is an absolute beast. What a shot that was. My goodness. Down the ground once again towards long on. Back-to-back sixes. Tony Ura knows only one number, and it is SIX. Half a dozen.
Well, 100 up for Papua New Guinea with that six. Tony Ura, if it's in the slot, it's going to go on the other plot.
My goodness. He's making a rapper out of my co-commentator, Eminem. Watch out for DJ Shoaib. Current run rate above 9 now. Tony Ura, ballistic hitting against Helauya, France. And immediately the captain has gone over to have a chat with his bowler. Stop bowling it in the slot. This guy is going to punish you.
Yes, that's right. These brilliant pictures are coming in thanks to some great camera work from our cameramen. Hard workers, absolutely. Expensive looking figures for Helauya, France. 2.2 overs, 26 runs given. He could have played that again. It was in the slot. But because Tony had already got 2 already in the over, he decided against it.
The PNG dugout now cheering every run. They believe they have victory within their reach. Thanks to that man on screen, Tony Ura. Look at that, clean as a whistle. Absolute steepler, went over the and bounced into the next cricket oval. Oh,
right.
Inside edge. Say Bao, has he got him? Yes, he has. Helauya, France produces a wicket for Namibia.
That's right. Hilau gets his first. 104 for 2 now. And Bao, in fact, that is the 3rd wicket. And Bao is the last victim. So some relief there for Helauya, France. He was expensive, but finally he's got a wicket to his name.
13 runs already off the over, but getting that prized wicket, breaking the partnership. Round the wicket, another off break, but this time it went on with the arm inside edge, and that's a brilliant take by Zayn Green behind the stumps.
Yes, it's not easy, these catches. They're all about reflexes. And that was a good catch taken. Papua New Guinea now lose their 3rd wicket. And it is Helauya, France, who gets his first. 104 for 3 now after 11.4 overs.
Having a mini conference there, getting some fluids in. A new batter has joined Tony Ura, who has definitely become the player to dismiss for the Blue Eagles of Namibia. But he's striking the ball absolutely beautifully. I think there's not going to be any more spin bowled to him after this. They'll have to switch to the seamers. They have David Wisa, JJ Smith, Michael Van Lingen as well. New batter coming in is Vanua. He was also batting really well in the previous innings. Hit some lusty blows. Norman Vanua has a T20I 50 to his name. And look at that career strike rate, 153.6. So they've sent him out there to propel that run rate. A cameo about 15 of 8, 18 of 10 would do very nicely here, Shoaib.
Yes, that's right. Now the momentum has to continue for Papua New Guinea. They've got a few runs on the board in that previous over. This over, look at that, 13 runs already. Yes, he's got a wicket. Well, on the pads, but going down leg, no, says Asif Iqbal.
Brilliant appeal from Hilau, very dramatic, Shakespearean. And Norman Vanua, he's played 24 games and he has 24 sixes. So he likes to deal in maximums. Nicely punched past the cover fielder. They're going to push for 2 and get it very easily. Good shot there from Norman. Timed it very nicely.
Yes, it was right off the meat of the bat, middle. He middled it really well, Norman. And will get 2, as you rightly said. 12 overs gone. Papua New Guinea are 106 for 3.
69 runs required in 8 overs by my calculation. Hope my arithmetic is correct. That's very manageable, Shoaib. You should be winning that game in this position. Norman Vanua out there 2 of 2. But Tony Ura 67 of 39. Charles Amini did a good job there, 25 of 20. They still have Jason Keela to come. Kipling Doriga, the wicketkeeper batter as well. Chad Soper can tonk the ball too. Definitely within their reach, PNG. They could be in for an upset victory.
Oh, yes, there is definitely a chance here, no doubt about that. And if you have Tony Ura for a few more overs, he is absolutely going to nail the game for Papua New Guinea the way he's playing.
Well, let me attempt a pun of my own here. If it's Tony Ura for a couple of overs, then it's going to be game over. Sorry, I apologize to all our viewers. The dad jokes are coming in thick and fast. And coming in thick and fast for Namibia will be JJ Smith. Good bowling change.
That's right, JJ Smith. Papua New Guinea needs 69 of 48. On the pads, going down leg. So around the wicket for the right-handers. That's a clear plan that JJ Smith has been executing over the few games.
Yes, they know Tony is going to thrash the ball over extra cover down the ground, so they're trying to jam him up. Definitely makes sense, but JJ is not as quick as some of the other bowlers, so if he bowls it in the slot, Tony Ura is going to cash in big time.
Nicely played on the back foot. Will just be a single. Flat throw comes in. Good job there in the deep. Now what Norman has to do is just give the strike back to Tony Ura. Required run rate is 8.87, which is not that high. One boundary and over is what it needs to get that required run rate. As of now, Norman's mission, if you choose to accept, is to score singles and give the strike back to Tony Ura.
It's certainly not mission impossible today. It's more a test of their temperament rather than their skills. They've done the heavy lifting already thanks to Tony Ura and Charles Amini. Nicely worked away to the point fielder. Chance for a run out. He would have been absolutely stone dead there if there was a direct hit. Very, very lucky there.
It's a very risky run taken there. Tony Ura also knows and realizes that he needs to face the maximum number of balls. He's the man who's set. So look at that run here again. A direct hit, and Tony Ura was not even in the frame at that moment. This is suicidal running and not required at all.
Down the ground, trying to power it through extra. Bit of a bottom edge, but he'll take it for now. Just like I said earlier, Shoaib, it's a test of temperament. Why did you need to take that single? Just relax, bat out the overs. You've done the heavy bulk of the scoring. Just need to take those singles, hit the odd boundary. You will get those opportunities. But these guys are taking a lot of risks.
The last thing that Papua New Guinea want right now is a run out, and that too of Tony Ura. You don't need to give away your wickets. Singles are not that important, as you're already getting some extras. Smith this time wavering off his line and length, and Mr. Iftikhar Ali has to do some exercise there.
A very pleasant person to meet off the field. 65 required of 44. Surely you should not be losing from here, Shoaib Ahmed. When you have 7 wickets in hand, your entire batting line to come, that game is there for the taking. Pulled away this time by Norman Vanua towards mid-wicket. They'll stick to a single as there is a sweeper out there at deep cow corner as well.
Yes, just a single, and that is what is needed from Norman. Tony doesn't need to feel the pressure. It's all about nerves here. I'm sure he must be itching for a boundary. That's what happens when you are so well set. You want to hit every delivery out of the park. But that also means that you need to control that aggression. Big shot coming in, slashed, and that is exactly what I was talking about. Controlling your nerves, not on that occasion. Tony finds the fielder. And that is wicket number 4 on Nelson. 111, and that is the dreaded Nelson which strikes here.
Absolute disaster for PNG. It was short, it was wide, it was a hit-me delivery. He absolutely smashed the cover off it, but straight to backward point, who takes a sharp catch. Tony Ura has to depart after playing a stunning innings for PNG. And now the game is right in the balance. You can see he's desperately disappointed. 69 of 42. Outstanding innings by the second opener for PNG. He took the responsibility after the captain fell early. But J.J. Smith getting a vital wicket for the Blue Eagles.
Yes, they've got a wicket at the very right time. Namibia 101, 111, 111 on the board, and that's when the wicket fell. So Nelson on the board now for 4. It is Simon Atai, the left-handed batsman, playing his second game. He's not scored any run yet. But today is his day to score a lot of them.
What a moment to come in a pressure game. The final match of the Dafa News Summer T20 Bash. You're chasing 175 against one of the strongest sides in the tournament. And he's been sent in when the run rate is about 9 RPO. This is the dismissal once again. Hard slash, but straight to backward point. There were only 2 people in the ring on the offside, and he found one of them. And now he's turning to his gun all-rounder, Jan Freiling, into the attack. And once again, Norman Vanua wants to play some golf out there.
Well, now he's the senior partner in that partnership, so he has the responsibility to score runs, and he goes big in the very first ball, completely missing that line and length of the delivery, nowhere close to the ball. You need to be aggressive, but you also need to be aware of what the bowler is going to bowl. Anticipate. Slow delivery again. Getting the inside edge of the bat. So Norman has not done his homework here. He should be anticipating a ball which is slower. But as of now, he just wants to throw everything at it.
He seems to be feeling the pressure of the moment. Swinging for the fences. I really don't understand this approach. Maybe he's been instructed by the team think tank. Whatever you do, just go out there, start hammering the ball. This time smashed over cow corner. Has he found the gap? Yes, he has. 4 runs for Norman Vanua. It sat in the pitch, asked to be clattered, and he said, thank you very much.
Well, a poor delivery, and making full use of that delivery was Norman Vanua. He played that in the gap. No chance for any fielder whatsoever. There was one at square leg, one at mid-wicket, and it was right in the middle of those 2 fielders. So good shot for Norman. 115 for 4 now. Slower delivery, slower delivery. This time played a little bit too early. Had to wait for the ball. Slicing it towards third man, just a single.
Well, I clearly remember in the previous game, Norman Vanua, first delivery was slammed down the ground for 6. So that definitely seems to be his mode of operation. Simon Atai will be interested to see his approach. Will he just rotate the strike, hold up one end, or will he start going hell for leather as well? Left hand, right hand combination at the crease will keep Jan Freiling on his toes. 116 for 4. Short ball, hit away towards backward point. Chance for a run out. My goodness, he was absolutely yards away from the crease. Direct hit and his goose was cooked.
Yes, indeed. The goose was already on the way back, because that was a suicidal run. Had all the time in the world to aim at that delivery, and he was nowhere in the picture. He had to just continue.
And a deep backward point as well. Very interesting position. Oh, that's hit him plumb in front, surely. It's been given. JJ Smith takes the key wicket of Norman Vanua. What a comeback.
Well, it's again good tactics, good captaincy to keep JJ Smith bowling. It's his third over. Shuffles across. Yes, that's going to crash into the leg stump. And again, very good decision by the umpire and good bowling by JJ Smith. PNG lose another wicket in this chase.
He was expecting them to feed him outside off because of that deep backward point. Instead, he aimed it at middle leg. Excellent thinking there from JJ Smith. 9 of 10 for Norman Vanua. 119 for 5. This game is right on a knife edge, Abdurrahman.
This over is crucial for both teams. JJ Smith has that breakthrough. And if he can bowl the next 4 deliveries and keep the runs down, PNG will be on the back foot completely. They still have 5 wickets in hand. Kipling Doriga, the wicket keeper, coming into bat. But that 96 strike rate is not going to be enough to see PNG through in this chase.
Absolutely, he struggled in the previous game. Just could not get going. But he is a senior batter in the side. Was batting at number 4 versus Scotland. So he's expected to show some quality. It's a tough situation to come in. This was the wicket of Norman Vanua, swinging across the line to a straight one. And JJ Smith knew that he was a dead duck. Both batsmen in single digits right now. 2 for 14. Excellent spell by JJ Smith. Down the ground this time, jamming him up. Stifled appeal, but they'll scurry through for a single.
Again, very well bowled there by JJ Smith. Well, Ahmed, we saw Soper play a very good knock in the last game. Would have been tempted to send him instead of Kipling. The required run rate now exactly 10 runs and over. Very much achievable at this stage. With the last 5 overs to go, you can always back yourself to score 45-50 runs. But the pressure of the chase gets the best of us sometimes.
Absolutely, 50 runs required of 30 is pretty much a standard T20 equation these days. Even the likes of 40 of 3 is chaseable. But you have to have the bottle for it. Simon Atai drags it away towards mid-wicket. They're going to push for 2. Running around quickly is Kipling Doriga, and he's absolutely electric between the stumps. Good running.
It's both Simon and Kipling very quick between the wickets. Simon, as soon as he had hit that ball, was shouting 2, 2, 2. Was always coming to the danger end as well. So good running. Boundaries are not the only thing needed here. They need a couple of singles and doubles. Quick runs between the wicket. Get that odd boundary in every over. And they'll pass through that last hurdle. This summer T20 bash.
Very exciting game on here. Simon Atai 4 of 3. Kipling Doriga just new to the crease as well. Concentrating hard. You can see in the body language. He's looking to aggress. He's looking to get on the front foot. JJ Smith with the ball in hand. He's had a fabulous game so far. 2 wickets to his name and 48 runs to be precise. Short ball down the leg side. Umpire Iftikhar thinking about it, and no, he said 1 bouncer for the over.
That's fair enough. I think that would have just crossed that helmet. He did duck down a little bit, trying to play that mid-wicket hoik. Have a look. Yes, in his standard position, standard standing position, that would have not been a wide at all. It would have just crossed his helmet. So very good decision by the umpires.
Top stuff, brilliant stuff. Foolish delivery this time, big appeal. Umpire Iftikhar, he thinks about it. And he's walked away, perhaps just going down leg. But beautiful change in length from JJ Smith. He looks disappointed, but they'll get a leg by Zain Green Singh. Mate, it was going down leg. It was a good decision. 1, 2, 3 for 5.
Well, again, Iftikhar Ali spot on. He's gotten all his decisions correct so far. Again, as a bowler, you must be tempted. JJ Smith, when he bowls, obviously he moves away. So that angle is completely different from what Mr. Iftikhar is watching. Have a look again. That would have gone down the leg side. Good decision there by the umpire.
I think you're absolutely spot on. That is absolutely brilliant from umpire Iftikhar Ali. Eagle-eyed Iftikhar. And big reverse swing there from JJ Smith. That's the first time we've seen that today. They've obviously roughed up one side and getting that ball to hoop around. And if there's reverse swing in the air, you want to hand that ball to that man on screen. David Visa, he's brilliant with the old ball.
Good catch that, Ahmed. There was some reverse swing there. Ball moving in very late. But David Visa, we were talking about this, has had a very indifferent tournament so far. Not scored a lot of runs. Not been very, very good with the ball. Is this the time he makes an impact?
Short and wide, that was an opportunity. Umpire Asif Iqbal thinks about it. But in the end, he's turned it down. I think there might have been a bit of a flick of the bat on it.
Yeah, maybe. And the batsman is moving around in the crease. 52 runs off 29 deliveries. That last over, very good from Namibia.
Foolish delivery hit away towards extra cover, beats the fielder. Long off giving chase, despairing dive, and brilliant fielding. It's the captain himself, Merwe Erasmus. Almost created a run out there. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, if you guys watching think this is some sort of knock-around warm-up game, think again, have a look at that. Hit very hard in the gap. Merve Erasmus, the captain, herring across that outfield. Brilliant dive. We've been talking about their fielding, Namibia and PNG both. That was absolutely magnificent, saving 1 run for his team.
Setting the tone in the field. He couldn't get runs today, but showing how it's done, leading from the front. Slower ball hacked away towards the cow corner fielder, and he gets that throw in so quickly. Outstanding outfielding from Namibia.
They're a very good unit, Namibia. We were talking about them in the qualifiers, expecting them to spring a surprise against the big teams. And if they keep performing like this, that's definitely on the cards, Ahmed. 48 of 27 deliveries now. Very close.
Oh, change of delivery. Once again, umpire Asif has let it go. That was touch and go there. And just about favoring the bowler for once.
I think it just goes over that line after it's crossed the batsman. That's why. You also have to remember where the ball pitches before they give it a wide.
That RPO has gone above 11 now. Short ball. This has been spliced over the keeper. Short fine leg in the circle, and unbelievably, it's gone all the way for 4. Simon Atai. You have absolutely timed that to perfection.
Well, it's not your day. It's not your day. David Visa, as we were mentioning, has not had a good tournament so far. And have a look at that. He's trying to evade that ball. It hits the bat. Could have gone absolutely anywhere, but races to the fine leg field for 4.
That's a bit of a ramp dill scoop there. Completely new shot created there by Simon Atai. We'll call it the Atai for now. The percentage of it coming off is less than 10%, but it's worked today. Brilliant stuff. And once again, that change of delivery, and Asif Iqbal once again saying it's a dot ball. Good over from David Wisa, 131 for 5. That required run rate above 10.5 now. Exactly 11, Abdurrahman.
Last 4 overs, 44 to get. Simon Atai will have to pull out that Simon Periscope shot.
What a game we're having. There you see it. 131 for 5. Tony Ura, 69 of 43. Absolutely brilliant. Charles Amini was playing well as well. Seisei Bao could not get going. Norman Vanua was swinging for the fences and couldn't connect. And now it's down to the lower middle order. Simon Atai, 12 of 10. You still have Jason Keela and Chad Soper to come. So you do have batting. 11 RPO is very, very acceptable at this stage.
Yes, 11 runs and over from here. Still anybody's game. They have 5 wickets in hand. And this is going to be the make or break over, Ahmed. They'll have to target this bowler in this over if they want to make a fist of this game.
Well, it's going to be very hard to target that man, Jan Freiling. 6 wickets to his name already versus the UAE in the first T20I of this tournament. Oh, he's tried to bowl a change-up delivery but completely lost his line. Pressure is telling on Jan Freiling. Wide given.
Well, he's the bowler of the tournament, in my opinion. Almost 10 odd wickets in the series in these 3 games. 6-4 as well, but you can see every day is a new day. And as you said, Ahmed, pressure of the chase. First ball, wide ball.
Round the wicket is Jan Freiling. In the slot this time, hit in the air towards long off Kipling Doriga. What a catch! No, he's dropped it. Despairing dive from long on at full stretch, and just when he hit the ground, he's grasped it. Fortune favors the brave. Fortune favors Kipling Doriga.
Well, David Wisa took an absolute blinder in that first game against the UAE. Very similar this one as well. As we were saying, if it's not your day, it's not your day. And that ball hitting his hand and then just pumping out. Is that the game-changing moment, Ahmed?
Incredible game going on here between PNG and Namibia. I have to remind you, it's just a warm-up game, but look at them throwing themselves out there in the outfield. Every game counts, every moment counts, every ball counts here for the Blue Eagles and the Papua New Guinea Islanders. What a game we're having. Pulled away this time by Simon Atai towards square leg. It's in the gap, deep fine leg, giving chase. Desperate throw in, but they'll pick up 2. Good batting here.
And very smart batting, intelligent batting. And Ahmed, yes, you're absolutely right here. There is no warm-up. This is very much a competitive game going on. Both teams putting their bodies on the line. That was a very, very good shot in the gap. By the time the fielder picked it up, they were running back for 2.
This time worked away towards that square leg fielder once again. Once again, they're pushing for 2. And a misfield. Pressure is telling. They've turned around for 3. My goodness, somebody has to hold these Papua New Guinea batters in their crease. They're absolutely hurtling between them.
We've been talking about the heat, the humidity, the pressure on everyone. That's not stopping them. If they see a 3, they're going to go for a 3. You need to be absolutely supremely fit to run 3 runs. They've already run twice. 2 doubles in this over. They ran a 3 when there was a catch dropped. Going absolutely mad between the wickets.
139 for 5. In the slot, just hit away towards mid-on. Once again pushing for 2. Once again they're going for a chance for a run out at the batting end. But he's made it. Brilliant running, Simon Atai. You champion.
Well, Simon Atai, I need to find out which trainer he trains with because he is supremely fit, this guy. Look at him. Asking for a bottle of water. I'm tired just talking about it and he's running in the middle. I need a glass of water myself here, Ahmed.
My
Look
goodness.
at that.
They have absolute lungs of steel. You can say even Kipling Doriga is heaving, but he's not refused any call so far. Jan Freilink over the wicket. Bullish delivery through his legs. Chance for a run out, but he dives back into his crease. My goodness, what a game we have at the Dafa News Summer T20.
As I was saying, everybody's putting their body on the line. Zane Green that time. Oh, that was very close. He was gone if he had hit the stumps. So Simon Atai survives. He was hoping that ball would have crossed the wicket keeper, but it didn't. This has been a very good over for PNG. 16.5, 141, 34 runs to get.
This time once again onto the pads, just kicked away for a single, so a very productive one. I think both sides would be relatively satisfied with that. 33 runs required of 18. They've got their 11 RPO, but if they can get a couple of sixes away, they will have the game within their grasp, PNG.
I'm at 11 runs off that over, not even a single boundary in it. Absolutely magnificent running between the wickets. Again, we keep talking about the heat, the humidity. 33 runs off 18, and I'll tell you what, these two might probably run that and finish the game off for PNG. But you're right, they need a couple of boundaries to ease their nerves as well.
Magnificent running between the wickets, magnificent calling, magnificent effort here from PNG. Just need a couple of boundaries away. Then they'll feel a lot better about themselves. It's the late afternoon setting in here at the ICC Academy ground. What a thrilling finale to the Dafa News Summer T20 Bash. Every match has been of the highest quality, of the highest order. And now PNG on the verge of an upset. David Visa has to show his class, has to show his experience and come through in the clutch moments for the Blue Eagles. Steaming in now. Wide ball this time. Once again, the umpire, Asif Iqbal, has let him go. Simon Atai giving him a glare. What's going on here? But he's well within his right to refuse.
Well, Ahmed, I think that was pretty harsh for the batsman. That was very wide outside off stump and moving away from the left-hander. David Visa is very lucky.
This time fuller delivery in the block hole. Can only punch it down the ground for a single. So now there's a right-hand batter on. So David Visa will have to change his game plan. He's been trying to bowl wide of that off-stump line in that 5th, 6th stump area, and it's worked for him so far. Has bowled quite a few dot deliveries. I think he'll definitely go for that change-up or that shorter delivery. Catch Kipling Doriga off guard. 32 required of 16. Slower delivery, punched away towards the cover fielder. Only a single. So this will work for the Blue Eagles.
2 runs coming off the first 3 deliveries. So Visa giving that control to Namibia at the moment. Last 3 deliveries, they have to get 1 boundary at least in these last 3 deliveries to make a fist of this game. Otherwise, this could quickly run away.
Simon Atai on strike. Once again, just splicing it towards that cover fielder. Only a single. David Visa is bowling a beautiful spell here at the death. Using his variations, using his nous, using his experience. And is producing some precious dot balls for Namibia.
This is a very crucial ball here, Ahmed. If he can give away just a single, even with the boundary in the last ball, they'll be behind the required run rate.
Full length delivery, inside edge, onto the pads. Flips the ball on the stumps. But it's only a single. Beautiful bowling here from David Wiesa, showing why he's such an in-demand franchise cricketer all over the globe.
Well, we have been talking about that indifferent tournament he's had, but all of that will be forgiven if he can bowl this last ball really well and finish his spell off. 29 needed of 13 deliveries. Very, very crucial ball in the context of the game. This.
He's only conceded 4 runs off this over so far. In the slot, hammered through, extra cover. Long off will have to give chase. They will pick up 2, but only 6 runs off the over. That is absolutely brilliant from David Wiesa. 26 required off the last 2 overs for PNG.
And all of a sudden that required run rate has gone to almost 13 and a half, 14 runs and over. Brilliant bowling there by David Wiesa, conceding just the 6 runs in the 18th over. So now all the pressure on the PNG batsmen. There's no way they're going to run this and get across the line. They'll have to get a boundary early in the 19th over. A lot of pressure now on PNG, and you must feel that Namibia is in the driving seat at the moment.
Correction to that, 27 required off 12. Brilliant over there from David Wiesa. JJ Smith as well has done a brilliant job in his allotted spell. 2 wickets to his name. And now they need some sixes. Now they need some boundaries. Jason Keela and Chad Soper still waiting in the dugout for their opportunity. They'd love to have a tonk at this stage. It's going to be JJ Smith back into the attack to bowl his final over. He's had a brilliant day in the field. Runs and wickets. Bowling it wide. Confusion, but they'll get through, just about get through for a single. Almost a collision there.
Well, they're all sharing a laugh. That's good to see. Associate nations play a lot against each other. 19 runs given by JJ Smith in 3.1 overs. Bowled really, really well. And again, as you mentioned, Ahmed, 48 with the bat. A perfect all-round performance. First ball, just a 1 run. 19th over, the game-changing over in a chase.
Absolutely, his captain Merv Erasmus has entrusted him with that responsibility. And I do feel there was a bit of a tactical misstep here. They should have sent Chad Soper or Jason Keela instead of Kipling Doriga. Simon Atai, we can see, can rotate the ball. He plays along the ground. They needed a basher out there. These two don't seem quite capable of wielding that long handle, but let's see. Still plenty of deliveries left to execute this run chase. Length ball struck on the pads and they'll only get a single.
Very well bowled, and yes, Ahmed, in 100% agreement with you there. Chad Soper had played a very, very good knock yesterday. He was confident. He's spent time on the wicket. If you're in a chase like this, when they were just 11 runs and over needed, they should have sent in a batsman who is a bit in form. Having said that, Kipling now, the wicket-keeper, has a responsibility. 4 more balls in this PNG. 150 up.
Kipling Doriga, he needs to slam a few now. JJ Smith steaming in. Drags it towards long on. Hard hit, but straight to the fielder. Jan Freiling in that hot spot and gets that quick flat throw into the keeper as well. Good all-round cricket there.
Well, again, Kipling having kept for 20 overs, maybe just now running out of gas. 24 needed of 9.
Who is going to be the hero for Papua New Guinea today? Who is going to get them over the line? They're in touching distance of that target. Ramps it over fine leg this time, running away down the ground, round to the boundary for 4. A priceless boundary for Simon Atai. Well executed.
Beautiful shot that. Clearly they had a plan. I don't think they have the strength to try to go over the infield. But that was a beautiful shot there. He fell while playing it. And JJ Smith very frustrated after that ball hit the fence. 20 runs still to get.
Just missed his Yorker length, became a slot ball, and falling paddle shot there from Simon Atai. 26 of 21. Brilliant Yorker, brilliant response. They'll scurry through for a single, but that is sensational bowling from J.J. Smith.
Perfect death bowling that from J.J. Smith. 19 off 7.
19 required off 7. It looks difficult. It looks tough. This man has been bowling absolutely out of his skin today, reversing the ball into the stumps. 2 for 24 on the day, 48 runs to his name. He's in with a very strong shout for man of the match. But the game is not over yet, Abdurrahman. Control yourself.
Last ball. This has to go for a 4 or a 6. But it's a dot ball. Brilliant spell from J.J. Smith. Last ball, a dot ball. 19 needed of the last over. I think the writing is on the wall now.
My goodness, what a brilliant execution of death bowling there from J.J. Smith. Hitting that block hold, reversing the ball into the pads, away from the right-hand batter. Getting a pat on the back from his compatriots. He's had one heck of a game, and he's put them in a position to get the victory. The Blue Eagles of Namibia were put under pressure. The required run rate and current run rate was neck and neck for a long period of the game. But then, in the crunch moments, they've sided towards the Blue Eagles, and now they're in control of their own destiny.
I said it, almost 10.5 runs, 11 runs and over. It was anybody's game at that time. The PNG batsmen just losing the plot a little bit, playing too many dot balls. You're talking about the running between the wicket, and then obviously when you do that, you also lose strength. When you lose strength, it's not easy to hit the ball out of the park. 19 still with Jan Freiling, the bowler of this summer T20 bash, bowling the last over.
It's been a tough examination of the Blue Eagles. It's been a tough examination for Merve Erasmus, but he has responded to the challenge and he's thrown the ball to the best bowler of the tournament. 19 required off 6 deliveries. A 6-for to his name against UAE, 3 wickets the previous afternoon as well. Short ball flipped over the top, but down to short fine leg. It was a slower delivery, and Merv Erasmus reacted beautifully, and they can only take a single.
Well, again, pace off that ball, and even if you try that ram shot, it's not easy to execute when the ball is coming in that slow. And Jan Freiling, very intelligent bowler. He's impressed me a lot. I think a lot of T10, T20 franchise teams will have his eye on him as he improves his game.
Kipling Doriga on strike, 18 required off 5. Slower delivery, swinging across the line, dot ball. This is sensational bowling from Jan Freiling.
Well, one more delivery, one more dot ball or single will be the last nail in the coffin. PNG eventually just falling short. They were looking good in the chase, but again, as you mentioned, Ahmed, sending in Kipling instead of Soper, probably not the right decision.
Short ball once again. It's beaten the keeper. It's dribbling down to the short third man. Only a single. But this has been world-class death bowling from Namibia here. J.J. Smith and Jan Freiling executing their bowling plans, using their variations, hitting that block hole, bowling that short bouncer. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, Jan Freiling conceded 11 in an over where they just ran all that 11 runs, and after that, Smith, Wiese and now Freiling have put a chokehold on their chase. 17 runs now in the last 3. This ball needs to go for 6.
Yorker length delivery off the pads, and that should seal it for the Blue Eagles. Sensational final few overs from their bowlers. And they've taken a game that was in the balance and swung it towards them, and what should be a comfortable and commanding victory.
Well, again, back to the drawing board for PNG when they elected to field first. Conceded, I think, 20 runs more than they wanted to. And though that 15-20 runs is the difference between victory and defeat now. Jan Freiling, how good has he been?
This time hit in the air, spliced towards mid-off, trying to get underneath it. He takes the catch. Brilliant bowling for Jan Freiling and gets his deserved wicket of the day. Kipling Doriga has to return to the dugout.
Well, there was no way Jan Freiling was going to finish this series without a wicket. He's been wicketless in 3.4. Eventually gets a wicket. But the game is now over, done and dusted. And Namibia very well deserved. They've been very good. They were 4 down in the power play. And then recovered to score 170 runs. And now with their bowling in the last 4 overs have been absolutely spot on from a death bowling perspective.
They have looked the most professional side, the most well-prepared side in the Dafa News Summer T20. We've seen a lot of thrilling games, a lot of close finishes, a lot of excellent performers throughout the 5 teams. Jan Freiling, Mohammad Wasim, Basil Hamid, Asadullah Vala. And this has been tucked away towards fine leg for 4. No, just a single this time, and that should seal victory for Namibia over PNG in the final game of the Dafa News Summer T20 Bash. What a tournament we have had, Abdur Rahman.
Brilliant cricket to watch, brilliant cricket to bring to you, the viewers. It's been a lot of fun covering these games, and in the end, Namibia and their bowlers, their left-arm pace battery, and world class. This tournament being just a warm-up for the ICC qualifiers coming up. Namibia are expected to spring a surprise if they keep playing like this.
It's been some extremely competitive cricket, well fought, a couple of upsets as well. The team UAE, the home side, storming to victory in a mini best of 3 versus a test nation like Ireland, would really need to visit the drawing board and work on their strategies and execution in Asian conditions in the UAE. But this team on screen, Team Namibia, the Blue Eagles, have looked commanding in every single game. And Scotland as well, very, very plucky. A very, very tough side to beat. They have a lot of quality batters in their side. And in the end, Namibia have won this final game of the Dafa News Summer T20 Bash by 14 runs. Fist bumps all round. This game and this series has been conducted with a brilliant spirit and a brilliant level of competition.
Yes, the spirit, the camaraderie between the teams has been absolutely fantastic to watch. Namibia winning this final game by 14 runs. It's not a big margin, but eventually that last over from Freiling, absolutely magnificent, and Smith as well. They walk off the victors, Namibia. As you mentioned, Ahmed, they're a very good side. They've got a good batting lineup as well. You can imagine they've won these games with David Visa not clicking at all with bat or ball. So imagine if somebody like him has a good day, they'll be beating the best teams. PNG, on the other hand, live wire unit.
Absolutely, their fitness levels are absolutely through the roof. They have a lot of quality, hard-hitting batters like Asadullah Vala, Tony Ura, Chad Soper. And they just need to work on their bowling plans a bit. They are a very, very plucky side, and they will make an impact in round 1 of the World T20 qualifiers. It should be an absolutely thrilling day, a few days of cricket coming up next week.
Yeah, good experience for them playing in these conditions in the UAE. Again, getting the hang of